All right, here it is. The AI virtual event. We've
Oh
got
yeah.
Nick Baldwin,
Oh yeah.
Tristan Ahumadabada, Akuna Matata.
Kristen
Just in case,
Barada.
just in case you were already confused.
We are here.
Hey,
It
more.
is rainy in Detroit. It's probably sunny in Los Angeles.
You got it right, man. It is
Wow.
sunny.
Wow. How did I guess?
Yeah, you used to live here.
Yeah,
So
that's the weather in Los Angeles.
yeah.
I'm just getting over it. I had 102 fever yesterday, man.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, dude. Crazy out of nowhere.
I'm sorry, man. That
Yeah, you
sucks.
better be sorry because it's all your
Yeah.
fault.
It's all of those AI podcasts we're doing, you know?
I caught it from AI. It's an AI cold. It's not even a real cold. It's AI.
Oh, I love
But
that.
I'm excited because I'm gonna geek out today with some AI information from lots of our favorite AI people. Well, I mean the people are real, but
People are real.
the people are real. The everything else is fake. See, we're glitching.
Oh, that's so good. All right, let's
Hey,
bring
well, you
in.
know what? I want to see
Go ahead.
if you're watching right now. Just let us know where you're watching from. Drop in the chat so we know you hear us and that it's working and where in the globe you are tuning in from today because we always like to know that.
Yeah, dude. All right, we got a lot of people in California,
Really, I don't see any of that stuff.
Charlotte, Texas.
Oh, wait, there we go. Oh, I
Yeah,
was on the wrong.
everybody's coming in now. Everybody's coming in. All right. We've got a great show for you today. You're going to see a lot of different ways to use artificial intelligence. We've got some great companies coming in that not only use it, but are making it easier for us as real estate agents to put it into play. And our very first one is a friend of ours, Kyle. Before I bring you on stage, Kyle, I'm just going to I'm going to read this so I don't screw this up
You
because
don't know off the top of your head?
I do. I just know Kale. Kale. Yeah, there you go. Okay, Kale.
Yeah.
I'm going to call you Kale, Kyle.
Kale is delicious.
I'm going to read this. Kyle Rainieri is a renowned authority on modern marketing techniques in the digital space and is the founder and CEO of Real Estate Content AI, the fastest growing AI powered social media tool for real estate professionals. Through Real Estate Content AI, Kyle puts the power of cutting edge AI technology in the hands of agents across North America, really across the world. That's the intro I've got for you, Kyle. How did we do?
That was pretty good. I was hoping that you'd do one off the cuff because we know each other pretty well.
I know, dude. You're a race car driver. That's the cool
what I
thing.
want. There you go.
Are you an AI race car driver or a real race car
You
driver?
know, there was a really good interview with that Magnus guy who's like the best chess player in the world not too long ago. And they said, could you beat AI, the AI chess on my phone? He says no. So
Oh yeah, I know Magnus Carlsen. Yeah,
Magnus Carlsen, yeah. And so I guess if Magnus,
you didn't know I knew my chess there, Tristan, did you? You didn't know that.
This guy knows ball. So yeah, like, so I don't think I could beat AI race car drivers, we'll say.
Wow.
All right. Good response, man. All right. Where do we start with Real Estate Content AI? You guys came out of nowhere about a year ago or so, and you've been growing really fast. You've got over 1,000 people paying, awesome, using monthly, and you guys are growing fast. We use it. We love the growth we've seen. It's for social media. It pulls numbers. It pulls news. It makes my life easier. But where do we start with this?
That's a good question. So I always say that, you know, you mentioned we have 1,000 users, which we're super proud of. Real Estate Content.ai, I think, is real estate's best kept secret right now. You know, we're not the follow-up boss. We're not Lofty. We're not ChatGPT. This is still early enough to be your new secret weapon. Your neighbor, your rival, the guy down the street isn't using Real Estate Content.ai yet. So I like being in this phase because everybody that finds it, it's like their new secret weapon, and they don't want to know about it, right?
They don't want to tell anyone about it, which is great for business.
So good for business. I have this, and nobody wants to tell anybody about it, right? But well, that's even better for everybody that's joined here today because now this is your new secret weapon.
Yeah, I started playing around with it too, and it knows a lot of cool information that, like, that Carolyn wants to know. It's called Real Estate Content. It's very easy. It's real estate
Carolyn,
content.
we're
AI.
gonna showcase it. Kyle's gonna
Yeah.
showcase it. It's also gonna talk about where AI is heading according to what he sees it for real estate specifically. But Kyle, where do we go with this? First, where are you seeing AI go as far as helping real estate agents? And then show us what you've built and how it's growing.
I will. So that's a great first question. Where do I see real estate? Where do I see AI going, and how is it helping real estate agents? One of the worst things I hear is people who say, "Hey, AI is going to replace you. AI is going to replace your job. You know, you're not going to need real estate agents anymore because AI is going to do everything." As somebody that's on the forefront of AI, I don't think that could be less than true. AI is going to supplement your work. It's going to make AI agents, right? You are going to see agents that are using AI clearly separate themselves from the agents who are rejecting it, who are saying it's a phase, who are not going to be as efficient. And that's really the best way to put it. The agents that are using AI are more efficient. They run leaner, they run meaner, they can do things faster. Things like social media, where in the past you had to either hire somebody, VAs. I've hired my niece that just graduated from college, or you hire the big tech marketing company. It costs thousands of dollars a month. Now AI can do social media, and it can do it really well. It can do it really quickly. It doesn't require you to be a social media expert. Doesn't require you to know anything about AI, right? We don't even have to know how to prompt. You guys will see that in a second. But what's really important about that, Tristan, and kind of close that statement there, is I think you're going to see a lot of agents who adopt AI that find that now they get to focus on being the expert in being an agent. I want you to be an expert in talking to your clients. I want you to be an expert in closing deals. I want you to be an expert in your local area.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be a social media expert, right? You can have AI do stuff like that. So that's where I see the future of this going. And that's where real estate content.ai fills the bucket for a lot of people.
Yeah. I agree with you on that one, man. I think what we've seen more than ever before, as you're getting your screen ready here, is the fact that people will always connect more with people, and we're going to be seeing AI used to enhance the way we communicate with people, but it's still going to be us leading the way. The way that we're using it, Kyle, thanks to you guys, is we're pulling a lot of information from there, and then we're just showing up on video and then supplementing it with a lot of what you've created. So we're mixing it a lot, and it's working very well. What's up, Trisha?
Here's Trish.
How are you?
Love it.
All right, tell us when you're ready, and we'll dump it up here, and then we'll share your screen.
Let's do it. Well, let's check out realestatecontent.ai, see what all the buzz is about. I'm going to share my screen right here. Let's do this tab. We're going to do a window. Here we go. All right. Can you see that okay, Tristan?
We got you.
Yep.
All right. So here's what the hype is all about. And Tristan, jump in. You know, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show really quickly at a high level just how easy AI is making things like social media. But Tristan, you use realestatecontent.ai and you know it very well. So if there's anything that you want to see, and Nick too, let us know as we kind of go through here the next 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you where I want you to start, because this is our biggest challenge as content creators, as marketers in a real estate world, is creating the content consistently, but creating trending content, because that's what catches people's eyes. It's called trend hacking, right? And when we do that well, we connect with an audience faster, and they share our content, and that's when we gain that influence. So how do we do that here if we want to get right to it and say, well, give me the right content?
It's absolutely a great question. So just in case anybody hasn't seen this dashboard before, this is realestatecontent.ai. It's not ChatGPT. It's not Grok, Perplexity. It's realestatecontent.ai. And I'll send you guys the links to all this so you can see a little bit later. Now, before we go in and create some of this trending content, really quickly, what you're looking at is a search bar up here at the top. The search bar works the same way as ChatGPT. You know, ChatGPT, it's a blank screen with a search bar. I can type anything into this search bar, including those trending topics, and AI is going to create for me pictures, videos, market data, infographics. It'll even do my listings. It's going to do all the pictures, all the captions with your colors, with your logos, with your headshots. And it's going to put that directly into a social media calendar that automatically posts to all your accounts, because this calendar, unlike ChatGPT or anything else out there, it's connected to your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, and TikTok. And that means you don't have to be an expert on LinkedIn or know how Instagram works to look like an expert on Instagram and LinkedIn. And your point, Tristan, is now we can say, okay, I don't have to be an expert. So I want to put all this on AI. Maybe I don't know what the trending topics are, so I don't know how to trend hack, right? Well, that goes back to what we were saying before. I don't want the modern agent, the best agents in the world, I do not want them to have to spend all their time understanding that, because we have AI. So what we're going to do here, you can see I've already got my strategy set up for September, because with realestatecontent.ai, I can set this up for months in advance. It's going to automatically post for me. So I'm going to load in some trending topics here, and I'm going to do that for my Tuesday right here on September the 25th. So to do that, I'm actually going to click on this button right here. It says Create Trending News Post. And I love this brand new feature that we have. I don't even know if you've seen this. So what this is going to do is it's going to pull. So AI already knows that I'm in Dallas, Texas, and right now I'm farming some of these areas, Uptown, Plano, Deep Ellum, and McKinney. So what it's done is it's actually pulled local trending stories in the area, and I can click on one of these and AI will create a social media post based on that article. Likewise, if I want it to be a real estate article, right? So let's see what's trending in the Dallas area with real estate news and how can I plug that into social media? Well, here is everything that AI has pulled from the interwebs to see what's going on, what's trending, what are people clicking on? Well, right away, I know there's an inventory surge going on in DFW right now. So if I click on that, and then I'm going to tell it to schedule that post right here for this day, we're going to send this out to Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and we're going to create some single image posts, and I'm going to click create. And that, what AI is going to do now, it's going to plug into that article, that trending news that it's going to pull and refresh consistently. And it's going to create for me an optimized social media caption. Here's that social media caption right here. You can see it's going to post that to Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn on this day and time. I can adjust all of that right now. AI does a good job of telling you what time it should post. And it's also pulled in things like local hashtags and call to actions. One of the biggest things, Tristan, I know you believe this as well, where you're saying, hey, I have my social media content, but how am I translating that to business, right? How do I translate my content into people actually connecting with me? So we have things like call to actions that are going to tell people, hey, message me or comment below or things like that. Reach out to go to my listing, click the link in my bio, and all that's built into AI. So what we have here, if you guys haven't seen this before, is we have this trending caption right here that's pulled from that article. But inside of this image that it's generated, and here's the content on top of it, you can edit all of this. So if I want to change this around, maybe I want to make some of this text a little bit smaller, right? And now I can change the text, I can change the fonts, change the styles. It's already got my contact information loaded in here. My California friends, I can put my DRE number right here. AI is going to learn that DRE number, so I'm compliant every single time. Same thing if you guys are mortgage or loan, you got to have your license numbers in there or even your brokerage name. So AI is going to help keep you compliant. It's going to put all that content right here. And that's how our trending news articles post. And Tristan, to answer your question, that's exactly how I would stay on top of trends using something like realestatecontent.ai.
I love that. All right. So now I want to see, after this posting, it's ready to go, automated, you've got it ready for a whole week straight, right? You've outlined it all. Now I want to see what a property listing post looks like.
Let's do that. So right now I've got, so in the strategy so far, it's actually perfect. So I've got carousel style posts going out on my Mondays, right? So I've got my multiple image style posts right here. AI has done all that for me with my colors and my branding. I didn't have to upload anything. On my Wednesdays, I've got videos. We'll talk about those video posts a little bit later. I've also got market data. It's actually going to pull that market data as well. So let's fit in a property listing post right there on our Thursdays. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Create Property Listing Post. It's that button right up here next to Trending News. All I need right now is a link to my listing. You can use any link that you want. You can use it from your agent website, your brokerage website, Zillow, homes.com, realtor.com, whatever you want. I'm going to pull a link real quick. You guys can see all these pictures right here, all this data. And you're going to see AI be able to pull this in, and it's going to create a social media post for me. Here's that link right here. We're going to choose the date that we want to schedule this out. Tristan, do we want to do just listed, just sold, open house? What are you thinking?
Let's do an open house one.
Let's do an open house. Great idea. So I'm going to put that in there for September the 4th. Right now, AI is going to visit that website. It's going to pull all of our information. So again, it'll work with all your websites. So your agent website, brokerage website, if you prefer to use that. It's going to pull in those pictures. It's going to grab the address, price, bedrooms, bathrooms, and the listing description.
Kyle,
yep, go ahead.
Really quick, because it applies to this and everything else. Michael, what's up, Michael? Michael Schaefer is asking, can brand standards as far as colors, logos, fonts, etc., be saved so that it knows each time to use those?
Absolutely. It's a great question. So I already have my colors loaded in here. And in fact, I'll take a second to show you that once we're done with this listing photo. It'll do your colors, your headshots, and your logos. So you don't have to edit it every time. It'll actually apply that for you automatically. Great question.
All right. What do we got here?
All right, so you can see here, it's pulled in all those photos. Now we know social media can only post so many photos at one time, so I want to choose the ones that I want to publish. And what it's going to do is it's going to put those into a carousel. Now, Tristan and I know carousels very well. We know that those are the kind of style of photos that are, it's a slideshow, right? We've all seen the slideshows. Those are really popular on social media right now. So I'm going to start with the front of the home right here. We'll do some other rooms in the house just to make sure that we got everything we need. And that's going to start to build us our slideshow. You guys can choose whichever images you want. There we go. Now, right here, it says just listed. We want to do an open house. So we're going to tell AI to use an open house template. Double check right here that all of the content is correct. So I got my address in there, price, bedrooms, bathrooms. All this looks good, totally pulled in by AI. I can enhance my listing description using AI right there if I want to use that for somewhere else. That's a cool little feature. I'm going to hit next right now, and AI is going to stitch all of those together. And here's my open house graphic that I can choose from. So I can choose from any of these template styles. I'm going to go with this one. Click create post. And then AI is going to stitch all of that together. It's going to use the data to create for you an optimized social media caption. Now, while that's loading, Tristan, you know just as well as anybody else, the value of captions on social media, the SEO that those keywords provide, right?
Yes, I have a question on this because somebody brought up a unique question, and I don't know that it's going to apply to very many people, but Lisa, it's a good question. What if you're licensed in 2 states, separate brokerages? Kyle, do you have like 2 templates that you can use? One template for this, one template for that?
Yes, you absolutely can. Believe it or not, I've gotten this question quite a bit. So I had somebody the other day is licensed in 3 different states, and you'd think those 3 states would be right next to each other. No, she was in North Carolina, Florida, and Colorado is what she was in.
Wow, that's far.
I know. Believe me, we had a long phone call just trying to figure out how that happened. Wonderful person. Her name's Monica. She was on a webinar the other day. And what she did is we were actually able to create multiple personas with one account. So you do not have to buy multiple accounts. So you see here, I'm on my default persona. If I wanted to switch this, let's say I'm licensed in Miami. Well, here's my Miami persona, right? So it's going to have all that information for your location in here, all my brand settings. So you can switch through those personas on the fly. Also in my uploads tabs right here, what I would recommend, especially if you're going to be licensed in different states, let's have a folder with content from one area and then a folder with content from the other area. I like to upload my own photos here so that AI can learn to use my photos. You don't have to do that. AI has thousands of photos that it uses automatically, but I see the people that are most successful with tools like this that are taking that extra step, uploading their own photos, and you can use image use websites like Pexels and Unsplash to do that, and it's totally free. Let's take a look at that listing post. All right, Tristan, here we go. Here's our open house. You can see if I flip through all these right here, I've got all those images that are pulled in, and then here is my caption. Now, I want to jazz this up a little bit because how am I going to have an open house, but nobody knows what day or time it is? So in my editor right here, those of you guys that have used Canva before, this is probably looking pretty familiar to you, right?
Yeah.
This is a Canva editor built into the calendar. So you don't have to have 6 tabs open anymore. You don't have to have a Facebook and an Instagram and a Canva and a CapCut all open at once. It's all in one spot, right? So I'm going to take this open house and I'm going to make this just a little bit better. So let's say we're having this open house coming up here on Saturday. So I'm going to say Saturday at 3 o'clock right there. And who's having this open house? Well, I'm having this open house, so I better be on here. I'm going to bring me in here as a sticker, just like Canva. If you know how to use Canva, you'll know exactly how to do what I'm doing right away. But the best part about this is as I'm doing it, AI is learning. So I can create this as a template, right? So I've got all my information right here, everything that I need, my open house. Let's maybe add a logo in here, right? Add a logo up here in the top left corner. And there we go. I can save this as a template and AI will have learned that, okay, now we like our headshots there. We like our logos up here. So that you're doing this over and over and over again.
I love that, man. All right, quick question. Can the system pull from MLS accounts, or is that even needed because you're just pulling from the internet?
It's not even needed. You don't even have to do your MLS. It'll go directly to the internet.
Yeah. And that great question, but you just put that link in there and it'll pull it from anywhere. So
absolutely.
You can pull it,
the MLS. Yeah. I mean, who goes to the MLS nowadays? I'm joking. But good question. Good question, Eddie. Good question.
Good question. Good question.
Right.
Now I'm going to set this out. So I want to show you something cool, right? So let's take this to another level. This is great. It's a slideshow. It's a bunch of pictures, right? We know video's king on social media. How can we take this? We already added our headshots and our logos. I'm 2 minutes into creating this post that would have taken me an hour and a half on Canva. I got a new button right here where AI can take a picture post and it's going to animate it into a video.
You know what? I asked Tristan this not too long ago. I was like, does real estate content AI do video? And I don't think you did at that time. And that was just several weeks ago.
That's right. Oh, we're so far coming super far every single week. We're adding new features. Everybody in here, I've already seen some real estate content.ai subscribers. Matter of fact, if you're a real estate content.ai subscriber, say hello in the chat right now. I'd love to see you. They know, all my subscribers in here know that they're getting free stuff almost every other week, where we'll build something new and we'll give it to everybody for free. There's never an upcharge. And that includes when we came out with those videos.
Yeah, I love that. All right, as you're putting this, can you question? We've had this twice. Can you upload your own templates?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I actually have a great real life example to show you guys. If I'm going to jump into Instagram real quick while this is loading. Can you guys see this screen okay?
Yes.
All right. So this is a real estate agent in Toronto. Now she has since retired. We're all very happy for Basola. So she has given me permission to post on her account or to show her account. What she did is she had this photo shoot done, which is awesome. Now you don't have to go as far as she did, but just to show you how these templates can work, she uploaded these photos as backgrounds, and then AI is able to use those photos and create these templates and then use it every single time. So you don't have to do it manually. And an account like this, it looks like she hired a $1,000 a month social media manager. Yeah. This is all real estate content.ai, and this is all done super fast.
That's beautiful.
Absolutely. And this is stuff that we teach.
Yeah, I love it.
And that's all stuff that we teach in our classes too. So one of the best things about real estate content.ai is I say all the time, you do not have to be a social media expert. You don't have to be an AI expert, because we're very hands-on with training and getting everything set up. We want you to be as hands-off as possible. I want you to be in and out of this calendar in less than 30 minutes a month. And we're able to do that with pretty much every single person that comes on.
I love that, man. All right, show us this cool video.
Here's this video. So it's animated our transitions. It's got trending audio in the background. I have it muted right now, so it's not blowing everybody's speakers out. But yeah, now we have a video. This will post as a reel, as a short form reel. We can download this. We can put it on YouTube. You can add this to Google My Business. It's going to automatically post for me right now to Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and even TikTok with that optimized caption. I just choose the day that it wants to go out right here. Schedule, and then I don't have to touch anything. I have my entire month of September done right now. I can schedule it, approve it, and then I'm done. I don't have to come back in here for the entire month.
I love that. If you want to use your own B-roll video, how does that work? Does that work?
Good question. We're working on having you be able to upload your own B-roll video right now. However, what you can do right now is, let's say you have video content. So I can go in here, let's say for my Tuesday, right? Tuesday the 9th, where I have a gap. Click on more options, upload my own content. And now I have a blank. Right here, I can upload my own videos. You can even have AI write a caption. I can upload my own photos. So what this looks like is if you're sitting here and saying, hey, I'm already doing some of my own videos. I'm already doing some of my own personal content. I don't want to give all that up and just do AI. I totally support that. I want to see AI supplement what you're already doing. If you can post twice a week and you can load all that content right in here to this calendar and then have AI fill in the gaps, now you're posting 5 times a week, but you're doing the same amount of work, and you can do that with your
Yeah, I mean, when I see stuff like this, it just irks me so bad when I hear agents say, well, you know, I don't need that. I can do it myself. I like to be really hands-on. And it's like, AI's smarter than you, dude. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to spend hours creating a Canva post, go right ahead. But this is not the future. It's right here, right now. Absolutely.
And there's literally no downside. This isn't even considered AI content in the eyes of social media. We have a paid. That's the best part, right? So what's happening, Nick, and what the difference is, because we all know AI generated images, right? This is actually an image file, like a PNG file, like you would get on Canva. And what AI is doing is it's not creating the entire post. It's just doing the editing. So it's coming up with the text and the colors. If it can be your colors, AI can come up with the colors itself. It's adding all of those elements together, the headshots, the logos, the colors, the text, the background image, and AI is just doing the editing and the posting. So it's the same thing as if you posted something that you made on Canva, but AI can do it in minutes.
Kyle, Henry's got a good question. Do you pay for each social media you're posting to? Do you pay for posting to Instagram and Facebook and all that, or no?
Does he mean like, do you like boost it or that type of thing, or is it organic?
I can answer both. So for a subscription for realestatecontent.ai, you do not, it's a flat fee. You get everything that you see. So there's no additional charge for if you want to post to Instagram and Facebook, or Facebook and LinkedIn or TikTok. It's all one flat rate with everything that includes the videos, the trending news, the listings. There's no additional cost. If anything, you get more free stuff that we build every single week that we give you. But to your point there, Nick, where you're talking about, hey, what about boosting posts? What if I want to boost this content? Everything that realestatecontent.ai makes, and Tristan, you know, this is the bombshell, right? So if we want to transition from here, every single thing that realestatecontent.ai made is only made once. It'll never be made for anybody else ever again, even if they're also using realestatecontent.ai.
So you'll never see the same image more than once.
You'll never see the same style of post. You'll never see the same exact social media post again. So I follow a lot of agents on social media. I see all the time, everybody's posting the same picture. You'll never have that happen with realestatecontent.ai. You'll always stand out. And because of that, you own the content and you can boost it. So if you're the kind of person that likes doing those boosted posts, you can boost every single post in here.
Yeah.
All right, let me go through the questions really quick because we've got 1 minute. I'll answer them. If I don't know them, Kyle, I'll go to you. Christy, will your training walk us through step by step to set up everything? Yes, Kyle does this. He does such a great job on it. Yes, the answer is yes. Michelle, I'm currently using later.com to schedule posts. If schedules to YouTube, Pinterest, and all those great things. Does your scheduler also schedule to these? Am I able to upload videos into the scheduler to go out to these platforms? Kyle, I don't know the answer to that one.
It's a good question. We support Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, and TikTok right now. So Pinterest and YouTube are not currently auto posting. However, we have a lot of people who are using this content to post on Google My Business, YouTube, and Pinterest. And that's why we have the download button. So if you're using something like Later specifically for YouTube and Pinterest, this is a content creation machine. You can download everything and add those into Later and then use this for Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and TikTok.
Perfect. Rick, what's up, Rick? Nice to see you. Does it reformat your horizontal pics to vertical for IG? Kyle.
If you upload your own pictures and they are landscape, it will auto crop it and resize it to work for IG sizing.
All right. And then this one was asked many times. Is there a team version for this or a brokerage version for this? Yes. The answer is there is. There is.
There. Now you got to email me for that. So I can drop my email.
Drop it in there.
Let me see if I can get back to you guys might get a double screen here because I have to go back.
Yeah, let me remove that screen and then we've got Justin Benson on here. So we're going to bring him on. Kyle, there's Kyle's email address.
Uh-oh, Kyle.
There you go.
You're a brave man for that.
People are going to ask about
phone
race.
there.
You're going to put your phone number up there? I would not. I mean, just, email's good, buddy. Email's good.
Yeah. So last thing too, before Justin comes on,
says
I know Justin's going to show me up because Justin is what he's doing with Shiloh is absolutely incredible. So you guys are in. What's up, Justin?
What's up, man? I just said I'll post your address if you want
Thanks.
I'll throw that in there.
Knock at your door. Hey guys, Tristan, I'm gonna hop off for a little while and then I'm gonna come back at the end.
No
Oh
problem.
man,
Because I'm
did I
getting
scare you
over a
off?
fever. I'm getting over a fever of 103 yesterday, and I'm like, I think I'm seeing double right now.
Yeah, go relax, buddy.
All right, I'll be back.
Because of me and Justin's hair, we look very similar.
Yeah, in the same shirt. I didn't get the memo.
Yeah, man. Come on.
Well, good.
Something like that.
Kyle, thanks for being on, buddy. Appreciate you. Real Estate Content AI. Check them out. If you have any questions,
Thank you,
scroll
guys.
up to the comments. There's his email address. Thanks, Kyle.
I'll see you soon in Arizona, Kyle.
See you in a couple weeks, brother.
Heck yeah, man.
Dude,
What's up?
we're excited to check out Shiloh. But first, I want to know where the idea came from for this amazing product that you created, because the very first time you showed it to me, I was like, wow, man, this does a lot of what everything should do in this world. So let me read your intro really quick so people know who you are a little bit.
No, just gonna hide.
Yeah, hide. Here we go. Justin Benson is a real estate operator turned tech innovator who's transforming how top performing teams sell homes after scaling the Glutch Group across 3 states and personally closing hundreds of transactions. Justin saw firsthand the hurdles that slow agents down, which I think is key, and set out to solve them. He launched Bara Agency, a fractional CTO consultancy dedicated to simplifying complex tech stacks for large real estate teams. Building on that momentum, Justin introduced Shiloh AI, which is what we're going to take a look at today. It's an AI-driven assistant that delivers real-time call coaching and seamlessly automates CRM management, enabling elite agents to close more deals faster. We'll stop there. Justin, what you built is pretty amazing. It's seamless. It helps us. It grades us. It makes us better. Where do you think AI is heading in the real estate world from what you're seeing before you show me all this good stuff?
Oh, geez, where is it heading in the AI world?
Let's see.
Well, I honestly, that's a huge loaded question, but I'm kind of the guy. I'm not your huge public speaker. I'm usually the guy that those people call to ask questions like that. So hopefully I can answer it. My personal opinion is that there's a lot of jobs and there's a lot of minutia that is in the act of selling a home and being a real estate agent, right? There are like 200 some odd things that it needs domain experience, but it is still manual, right? AI is going to show up to help augment those things at the end of the day, right? People's fears about AI replacing the real estate agent, like replacing the end service provider, I think that's all that's not real, especially not anytime soon. Because I mean, I think about it like, could AI sort QuickBooks and reconcile my books in QuickBooks better than my accountant with less errors? Yeah, probably. But I still want my accountant on the back end. Whenever it's time to actually talk to the IRS, I want a human back there to tell me, did I do the right thing? Because the thing I'm about to do when I file my taxes, there could be repercussions for me getting this wrong, right? And real estate is one of those transactions where you want to be sure that you know that you know that you know. And funny thing about AI is that it's real good at it's really good at computational problems, but it's really bad at common sense. Very bad at common sense right now. So hopefully that answers the question, alleviates people's fears on that side. I live in this cave day in and day out. And this Shiloh thing came about because we had a big bar agency client, Levi Rogers, like 300 some odd agents out in San Antonio. he couldn't figure out how to scale training on calls, right? Like, how do you listen to all of the calls? He had 9 sales managers in his organization, and even then was still spot checking with a varying degree of competency to even digest those calls and actually communicate it to the agents in a way that they would take it in the first place, right? So we created Shiloh way back when, like 3 years ago, as a like prototype project inside a Barra agency just to solve that problem. And we thought that, cool, yeah, it would be awesome. Like, this is another really great notch in Barra agency's belt of something cool that we built. But then over a 6-month span of watching, you know, models improve and watching us continue to make improvements to that tool for him, his appointment set rate increased by 93%. And that was wild. And his agents were logging into the clunky prototype more than his sales managers were, which led us to believe that, okay, people are more willing to take feedback from a unbiased third party than even their like direct sales managers, right? So we spent about a year of our lives downloading 3 million hours of real estate sales calls to train this thing with the core competency to understand like what are the best practices to convert at a high level on the phone. So at its core, yeah, Shiloh helps you, you know, out coach your competition that's around you. So
I like that. And I like what you said about AI too. I think that's going to be a common theme. We're going to find that it's here to help us out, and we're going to be a core component to the future of real estate as well. I think I'm more concerned about Rocket, Redfin, Zillow Flex, ICE Mortgage on how they're going to use AI to take part of our commission, and instead, you know, let's get ahead of this. This is why I love what you've got here.
I'm actually going to show you, like, I'm not used to doing these things where it's like a Shiloh, like show off thing. I can demonstrate a few slides from it, but
Well,
my
I want to see it in action too, if you're able to, and then
yeah.
show whatever else you've got, man.
Yeah. So, you know, in the spirit of like this being like an informational thing and like make sure that like, I don't know, we leave people better than we found them. I want that to be true, whether or not people sign up for Shiloh that are on this call or not. Right. So the funny thing that you should talk about, like pricing segments, is that I ran this exercise with one of our Barra agency teams not too long ago where we exported their last 12 months of sales data. And then we're able to have AI analyze all that sales data and tell us what market segments make the most sense for us to go after as a company. Which ones are the ones that we should actually prioritize and train on? And then, hey, let's create some client avatars that we can train and are memorable, right? Like Move Up Molly or like Zillow Zach or things like that. And kind of all the core personality traits. Because at the core of what Shiloh's training people to do is like how to communicate to people. And that's not that skill set, like it's not just in real estate, right? Like if I learn how to correctly communicate, and it really starts with learning your own communication style. I love DISC just because it's very easy to train and talk about. You know, I'm also a big fan of Enneagram, but that takes a while to unpack. You know, DISC makes it very easy to, like, in a brief sense, understand how you communicate and how other people communicate, right?
I got you.
Yeah. So let me show that to you guys real quick, because I do want to make sure that everybody gets that and understands that, because that leads into, you know, what Shiloh is. So let me share screen here, window, entire screen. There we go. Got it here. All right. Am I sharing?
I got you, man. I'm going to zoom in a little bit.
Okay, cool. Oh, I can zoom. I can make my screen bigger. I forget that I have like a super zoomed out screen. So first warning is like the resident AI nerd around here. I always pull this up beforehand just to remind people AI should not go unchecked when it comes off the shelf. Like, it took us, and I'm not exaggerating, millions of hours of training to make sure that Shiloh doesn't make mistakes like this, right? So what's interesting here is, like, when GPT-5 showed up, the first thing I asked it was, how many B's are in blueberry? Oh, there's 3 B's in the word blueberry. I was like, are you sure? Yep, I triple checked blueberry. Oh, nope, just kidding. There's not a third one there. And it made up some kind of like BS excuse as to like, oh, I was just being over generous with consonants. You're like, that makes no sense. Like, I don't, you're just like covering your tracks, right? And this is the most powerful model that OpenAI has ever put out, right? So it is my first warning to everybody that, like, the hard thing in building purpose-built AI is actually training this stuff out of it, these hallucinations out of it. And we have done it and continue to do it at Shiloh. But right off the shelf, like, another really interesting thing here is if like I did this complete the sentence fun thing for the Lawton team out in Arizona, where it's like, oh, if you live in Buckeye, you probably drive a lifted truck. What's funny is that like AI is really, really, really sophisticated autocomplete, but it's operating off of what is most probable to come next, right? Why did it say this? Because this is a stereotype in Buckeye. Okay, cool. A kitchen was just remodeled with these features. All right, sweet. Sleek shaker cabinets, quart countertops, sparkle under pendant lighting, a farmhouse. Okay, like that's every kitchen remodel we've ever seen in our lives, right? Why is it giving this reaction? Because, well, this is what it is seen the most, right? Now, here's where it goes off the rails. I got a client in Mesa that wants a safe neighborhood they should live in, and it said, here are the things here's the neighborhoods they should live in. We can't answer that question as a real estate agent. We cannot say this. And AI does not know that that is the case, right? So that's just my quick warning thing before I move on.
I love that. Ben.
Something really fun. So I anonymized all this data. This is from a real team. It's a big, giant top 5 real trends mega team on the planet. And this, what I did first, and I'll share these prompts with everybody, but what I did in the very beginning was, okay, I want to demonstrate that what AI is strong at is analyzing data in mass, right? So, okay, cool. Here we go. I uploaded all of that. It's not loading now, but you're an expert data analyst, create 4 or 5 segments, yada, yada, yada. Okay, sweet. It created these segments for me and then also gave me a lot of really great explanations like, okay, move up mid-range buyers. This was 887 closings in the past year, 8.1K per file, 30% higher than entry-level buyers. So it's telling us like why this is important. And one thing that I've realized inside of real estate teams from like the bar agency side and from the Shiloh side is that people spend a lot of money on leads, not knowing if this is like their ideal lead that they should focus on, right? There are a lot of great companies that make sure that like Nike, for example, they went from being a running shoe company to going, oh, actually, our client avatar is young performing athletes. And that's when they made the huge transition to just do it. And they became and then Nike blew up into becoming a huge, huge company at that point. They were not prior to that transition. And the reality of that is that there's like power in these niches, right? Knowing who exactly you should be selling to and who you should operate with is very important. So this was kind of stage 1 was, okay, let's understand like of all of this closing data, which ones matter the most to our organization, right? So Zillow Flex buyers for this team, surprise, surprise. Okay, sweet. Sphere of influence, luxury clients, and then referral champions. This is really great. Okay, so putting it all together, here's a lot of really great information. And then the very next thing that I did here was I went, okay, cool. Now I want to create 5 client avatars that are specific to this team, like catchy, memorable titles. I want to know the following. Tell a story of who they are, general demographic data, how to identify what general like disc personality profiles, you know, how each personality profile should typically communicate to this person. What I'm doing here is, okay, now the output is I want to make a detailed version of this thing as a training manual in a PDF. And then second, I want a quick glance table at the end of this, because once we've realized like, okay, this is who we should be selling to, like these are now the hard part is like, how do we train that? How do we train our agents to like spot people quickly? How do I train myself, even as a solo agent? How do I spot these people quickly? So it went ahead and it did its computation, and then it came up with some really marvelous stuff here. Like, so number 1, move up Molly. And it gives a really fun, like, hey, I'm Move Up Molly. My husband and I bought our starter home 8 years ago, and our kids and doodle dog and hybrid work schedule have us bursting at the seams. You know, we make about this much between his salary and mine, and we built up this much in equity. Our budget is this. I'm looking for Chandler School District before the new semester. Okay, sweet. Really fun stuff where now we can actually train our organization on how to spot these people, right? And I explain this kind of as a precursor to Shiloh because knowing how to communicate is one part of the equation. Knowing who you're communicating to is the second part of the equation. And I once heard Ben Kinney say it in the most simple way that I've ever heard, is that sales is saying the right thing to the right people, the right amount of time. So like a lot of people will say things like, oh, you have to say the right thing to the right people at the right time. We can't, timing is something that we can't control. We don't know when the other person's timing is going to be, but frequency is something, the right amount of times is something that we can control, right? And what I'm putting together here is like, okay, like communicate to the right people. Okay, sweet. Awesome. And then Shiloh trains you on like, okay, how do you say the right thing and practice that? And then obviously it's kind of up to you guys on making sure that you say it enough times, right? So this is completely done. I just copy and paste this into a PDF in Google Docs. I have a training manual ready to go for my current and new agents to understand exactly who we should go after as a company. And this, by in no exaggeration of the term, will drastically increase conversion rates when people know exactly who they're speaking to on the phone, right? So yeah, that's that first part. Tristan, what do you got for me before I kind of transition to some
I
Shiloh?
want to listen. I want to see Shiloh, buddy.
All right, let's pull up Shiloh then. Da, 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 da. All right, this is Shiloh for you guys. Sorry, I got a big, massive screen. Keep forgetting that. There we go. So this is Shiloh. Shiloh, in its essence, what it does is in 5 minutes, it attaches to your CRM, your dialer that you use. And I'm not exaggerating. Onboarding is 5 minutes. You enter an API key, you're off to the races, right? That onboarding call is 30 minutes, and it's just 5 minutes in the very beginning getting Shiloh connected. Shiloh starts listening and analyzing every single call that your organization makes, utilizing the best practices. I'm actually putting together a white paper right now. Over the past year alone, we have analyzed the equivalent of 6 years and 22 days of nonstop speech time. Like, that's wild. In 1 year, we have analyzed that much data here inside of Shiloh, and we're able to take that and go, okay, now we know exactly what the best practices are and what the best mechanisms and levers are to pull to increase conversion rate from phone calls that we're making to appointment set. And that's the thing that we control here at Shiloh. That's the ROI, right? That's the thing that we can demonstrate, is that time and time again, like I sent Kyle Whistle their like 5-month stats not too long ago, and you wouldn't think that the #1 EXP team on the planet had much juice to squeeze out of that thing. Their appointment set rate increased by 137%, which is freaking nuts, right? Just saying the right thing. So let me pull up an individual call here just to demonstrate. I'm not going to have the ability to go through like everything that exists in Shiloh for you guys today, but you can book a demo and we can chat about that later. So let me pull up. He's exploring properties in San Antonio. All right, sweet. So Shiloh's grading system operates on a 1 to 5 star scale. So this is a 3-star call, which means that it is satisfactory. 1 to 2 means it needs improvement. 3 is satisfactory. 4 is great. And 5 is exceptional. Download it, train future agents with it, incentivize it, create competitions around it in your organization, because gamifying quality of conversation actually works to drive behavior in the organization. But the real metrics around here is like, there's some really cool stuff. We're dispositioning it automatically, really fun call metrics with the ability to put in custom keywords in the back end to literally track anything you want. We got a bunch of teams tracking the phrase "just checking in" to make sure that agents are not saying the like, "Hey, Tristan, just checking in on your home search. Want to see," like, we never want to say that, right? So we can track whatever we want here in Shiloh.
And just touching base, dude. Nobody wants to hear that shit.
Yeah, just touching base, just anything that starts with "just," honestly, is usually a bad start to a opening statement, right? So what this does here is allows us to get to those moments in the transcript really quickly. But the meat and potatoes of Shiloh is this. If I hover over this star rating, it's going to give me a lot of really great information. What model was used to grade it? Like, okay, cool. We have a core sales model for licensed real estate agents. We have a customer service model. We have a recruiting model for recruiting agents to your team, your brokerage, your downline, what have you. And then we have a non-licensed ISA model, which is drastically different. If the ISA says something on the phone like, "Hey, Tristan, the house next door is 450 grand," Shiloh will hand them back a 1-star call, and then the call coaching say, "Don't ever do that again. That's illegal. You're not allowed to talk about things like that," right? But we're looking at the core sales model here, and then Shiloh's reasoning. This is directly answering the question, "Hey, Shiloh, why did you give this a 3?" And it's Shiloh explaining itself, right? And then it says, okay, to reach a 5 out of 5, he should close the loop by summarizing, confirming critical details. Lots of really good information here, but what this is explaining is the what behind it. And most agents would read that and go, cool, but how? I need to know how to do this. So, okay, sweet. Let's go over here to the agent coaching section. And this is where how shows up. Okay, cool. Top 3 moments. These are the things that Ernest did really well on this call. And this is a live call. This happened yesterday afternoon, it looks like. And then the top improvements. So sharper client first opening to build trust. He opened with confusion. "Hi, is this Anna?" In an unfocused, "I was calling because we seen that you were looking at properties on one of our websites. Are you commenting on the market. That's interesting. What happened there? So, okay, then Shiloh's going to give a replacement script. Hey, you could probably say this. Hey, Ray, this is Ernesto Perez with the Levi Rogers Group. I saw you were looking at homes near TPC and wanted to send a few that match your preferences. Do you have 2 minutes now, or should I call back at a better time? So, okay, we want to give real life examples of how you could have done this better. Not just say, hey, here's a sharper, like this is what we really, really care intrinsically as an organization of always explaining the how behind it, right? Clarifying timeline. Okay, controlling the call flow and confirming details loudly and simply. Really good information here. Great. At the end of this, though, how do I implement this? Like, what am I supposed to do? Just like remember this and hopefully these objections show up next time? Like, no, I don't want to do that. What I want to do is be able to practice this right here and now. And I don't know if StreamYard streams audio, but what we can do here is we can click role play. And what Shiloh's going to do is not just ingest the call. This isn't situational based role playing. What Shiloh just did is it ingested the call, the transcript, the objections, the tone of voice, everything that happened on this call. And it's going to have my call coaching notes here and allow me to try this again, right? So if I click start role play, like check this out, I can go. Are you able to hear that over there?
No, we weren't in here anything. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just demonstrate. It's talking back in real time, but I can say, okay, let's just give a really good example. This opening script was some feedback that it gave. So I can just go ahead and go, okay, let's try this on in the very opening. Let's see. Hey, this is Ernesto Perez with the Levi Rogers Group. I saw you're looking at homes near TPC and wanted to send a few that match your preferences. Do you have 2 minutes now? Okay, so I don't want to bore you guys with a huge long role play call, but as you continue, if I ask questions about like, oh, what are you looking for? What happened here? You're going to start to see, oh, we are actually having this conversation again. And what's fun about this is that when you take this and put this into a role play section, we have a team library where a good example for Levi's organization is here's all these 3-star Zillow Flex calls. These are simulated off of real life calls. So if you're role playing with an AI bot that is only situational, it's like, okay, cool. I'm just calling the situation that is a Zillow Flex connection call. The problem with that is if you role play enough times with it, you start to see the patterns because you're only dealing with one personality type. And the problem with that is that you end up having a false sense of confidence and you have a different personality type jump on the phone and you get completely thrown for a loop, right? Now, what's awesome is that every single one of these calls was predicated off of a real life person's personality. And now when an agent enters Levi's organization, they can go, okay, cool. Hey, before you're set live on new leads, what we're going to do is you're going to go into the team library over here and you're going to role play all of these 3 stars and you have to convert them to 5 stars in order for you to be ready to be set live on real calls, right? And it simulates the real world that they would actually encounter as they're accepting those calls. And it obviously works on any lead source, right? And then some other stuff is we spool all this data to the top. You know, you can create some really fun things like, I don't know, best of Zillow, like how is Levi? I'm only picking on Zillow here because Levi's just got a bunch of those calls in here. But like, how is he pulling the best of Zillow? Oh, all of the agents that made calls to Zillow Flex leads in the past 30 days that held over a 3-star rating. Now I go over here and I have a real-time, always updating list of agent performance at any given time. And I can see their percent increase deltas, decrease deltas, all of that good stuff. Instead of guessing at his 350 agents, he knows right now, these are the 19 people that are actually just like kicking ass at Zillow Flex calls.
I love the ratings, dude. All right, so explain these ratings to me.
These ratings? Okay.
Yeah.
So a rating is, like I said, 1 to 5. Shiloh cares about a myriad of things in its assessment of call rating, but there's 3 categories that we tell everybody to focus on because all of those things fall into 3 categories. The first one is inspiring confidence and building trust with the other human being you're on the phone with. And the reason I call it a category is because there are different ways that we can do that, especially depending on when we are talking to this person and the life cycle of when we're interacting with them, right? So, okay, cool. I got somebody that I am talking to for the very first time. Building confidence and trust is different than when I am preparing a purchase contract for them for the first time, right? Shiloh's aware of that and it has the context to understand that there are different ways that this can happen and is holistically looking at the conversation to see, did this happen? The second category is your ability to manage objections and answer questions without being overly salesy or using complicated technical jargon. Professionals can handle objections and answer questions succinctly and plainly and communicate it in a way that people that are not real estate agents can understand. And then the third thing that Shiloh cares the most about, and I'll recap this in a second, but is keeping sales momentum moving forward at all times with a defined and dedicated next step. This is like runs rampant. So of all of the data that we've crunched those 6 days and 22 hours, 77% of the phone calls that have processed through Shiloh, they literally ended without any kind of next step, nothing at all. If teams just focused on, okay, all we are going to do is we're going to train people on how to appropriately set a next step, not, hey, let's follow up next week, because Shiloh is going to give you a 1 to 2 star call for something like that. But actually hey, Tristan, I'm going to send you all these listings and I'm pretty wide open tomorrow and Friday. What if we just get a time on the calendar now to go see your top 2 or 3 homes? That's really our best next step. Solidify it, get commitment for it, right? That is the most important thing that we can do there. So a 1 to 2 star call means that the person failed at 1 or 2 or all 3 of those categories. A 3-star call means that they satisfied it at an intermediate level. A 4-star call means that they probably did a really good job, maybe setting a next step or building rapport and creating trust. And then a 5-star call is different. 4s to 5s, the real difference here is soft skills. So we're talking about anchoring positive emotions, your cadence, your speech cadence, like matching and pacing with the person that you're speaking with, your ability to mirror things back to somebody, even managing your own emotional state, because Shiloh is aware of tone of voice. So when it gives you feedback, if you were flat and had a flat tone of voice, it's going to say, hey, you should be more enthusiastic on your next phone call, right? So it's going to give you feedback. Only those things get you to a 5-star call. You can sell a ton of houses just registering 4-star calls. But if you want to be an expert salesperson, 5 stars is what you're aiming at. And those soft skills is really what is the dividing line between those people. So
I love that, man. Thank you. Thank you for demonstrating that. I love that. So what are you guys excited about next? We've got about 2 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Should I share again? I don't know if I.
No, I'll remove that from the story about it. We're good.
All right. Sweet. So what we're excited about next is Shiloh's core competency the vision has always been, okay, Shiloh's great at coaching, which is the grading section of things and feedback. It's good at training, which is how do we implement this in real life, the role play engine that's in there. And then it's going to be really great at assisting. These features are in beta right now and are rolling out in about a month, where Shiloh's going to be taking action after your phone calls automatically. So setting appointments, creating notes, creating tasks, things like that in your CRM automatically. However, not just that. We're going to be enriching the database with the stuff that people say on the phone. They have kids, they have a dog, they go to a church, they speak Spanish, they speak Swahili. Shiloh operates in 15 plus different languages. All of the demographic data that creates really great marketing segmentation to deliver the right message to the right person that we never get into our CRMs. We're going to be enriching that as well. And then once that is out, we are working in the background for Shiloh would be able to walk into appointments with you and do exactly what you're used to, but for in-person appointments as well.
I love that. And right now you're only focused on real estate, or are you also opening it up to other verticals?
Real estate, and we're meandering into mortgage right now. So we got a few teams on the mortgage side, like Cheplack's mortgage company is about to transition over to using Shiloh. And then we're getting integrated with our friends over at Bonzo on the mortgage side to make sure that we are integrated with a mortgage specific CRM and start making sure that happens. That one's actually a lot of fun because the compliance things that we can catch and help with people are really, really interesting use cases.
Got it. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm getting a couple of texts that this is absolutely amazing. So
and thanks, you guys.
Rick said the same thing. So guys, check it out if you do have questions, or if you want to just play around with it. What's the best way to get a hold of you, man?
The best way to get a hold of me is, if you want to book a demo, go ahead and scan that QR code right there. That'll help you book a demo for Shiloh. It's just a quick kind of 30-minute walkthrough. There's many more things in the platform that I was not able to do. Justin's home address is 123 East Main Street. The pricing tiers, to get in contact with me personally, you can actually my email is jb@shiloh.ai. So you guys can have that email and message me and ask questions. Happy to do that and connect you with the right person inside of the team. And then pricing. Sorry, forgot to answer that. Shiloh's pricing is based on a usage. How many hours of phone calls do you guys place? So it makes sure that it scales with the needs of your organization, starting at 10 hours at $199 a month and kind of scaling in increments of tiers up from there, right? So depending on what you want, you can even just try Shiloh on for 10 hours and see if you like it and see if you trust it without needing it to scale to some higher level. Shiloh will just analyze 10 hours of calls for you. You can review them and go, okay, cool. I like this, so I'm going to go ahead and roll this out. And not even that, we want to make sure that people have the ability to spend, let's say that they have enough hours where their full bore rate is going to be $2,000 a month. This is only for the really big teams like Levi and Haver and people like that, right? Those are, if let's say that is truly yours, but you only have a budget for 50 hours. Okay, cool. We have the ability for you to turn off stages, lead sources, even individual people in your organization to spend the money on the calls that matter the most to you guys as an organization. So we want to try to make that flexible as much as we can.
God, I love that, man. Thank you. Thanks for being on. Thank you for showcasing it. I love what you're doing. Appreciate this.
Thanks for having me on, man. It's an honor to be. This is the infamous Tristan summoned me. Of course I'm here, man. This is awesome.
Summon you. Let me bring in Barry. You guys can say hi to each other because I know you guys know each other.
What's up?
I mean, I got to be honest with you. I'm kind of irritated, Tristan. Like, a part of my contract is that I have the best hair on the webinar, and I relegated it with you, but now both of you guys, like, on one webinar, like, this is a clear violation of the agreement.
That's why he's wearing a hat, okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to be understated. No, actually, I had a kid get hurt this morning, and I'd lost my time window to shower and do my hair. Is really what happened. So.
Oh, damn, bro! I hope everything's okay.
He's good. I got a son that needs to wear a helmet at all times. Is the real reality of that. So
he's got your DNA. So
yeah, dude. Barry, congrats on the LPT announcement as well, man. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Yeah, I'm having fun. Yeah, having fun. Yeah,
all of the stuff that's happening to you, like, literally couldn't happen to a better human being, man. So I'm really freaking pumped for you.
Thanks, Justin. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm enjoying serving others, same as you guys. So
very
awesome.
True. Justin, thanks for being on, man. I appreciate you. If you guys have questions, you can scroll up. He dropped his email address there, and if you get lost, just message me. Thanks, buddy.
Awesome. Thanks. See you guys.
Good to see you, buddy.
What's up, man?
Oh, man. I think Justin's still on, actually. So don't pick your nose, Justin. Okay. All right. There we go. All right, now you can pick your nose.
We got it. He's good.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I get to talk about a topic that I'm really passionate about, and I was thinking about it before. AI is commonplace now. Over half of our society is using it. And what's interesting, and I don't know how long this statement will be true, but I feel like for real estate specifically, because houses are still what the consumer wants more of, connecting AI to an IDX in a really robust way, there's really not an elegant solution outside of IDX providers, right? Like going to ChatGPT and saying, pull up these listings. There's ways to do it, but it's like, you can tell it's like Android V1, you know what I mean? It's like not sexy yet. And really, in my opinion, there's no Android version that's sexy, but that's just a personal preference thing.
Yeah,
but
you're right about that.
When I talk about AI in real estate, for me, the most of the AI I'm using right now for my real estate teams is still Ylopo, obviously biased. So that's kind of what I'm going to talk about a little bit whenever you want me to start, but because that's what I'm using.
Let me do a quick intro. We've got about 2 people that are new to real estate, so they don't know you. First of all, go pick up Barry Jenkins' book on Amazon. I'm laughing because I beat him to it. So, all right. Barry wrote an amazing book, and it's one that everyone in the real estate world should have, and they should read it. So I know you're working on a second one, but right now, everyone go pick it up. Just type in Amazon, type in Barry Jenkins, and then order that book. And you're going to love reading it because it connects with how we should function as real estate agents. So let me do a quick intro for you, buddy. All right. Barry is a realtor, speaker, coach, trainer, author, and the head realtor in residence at Ylopo. He began his real estate career at 18 and now leads a high-performing team in Virginia Beach, where they sold nearly 900 homes last year or around there, earning a spot as the number 9 team on the Real Trends Top 1,000 list. Barry was serving as a CMO of Better Homes and Gardens Native American Group. Is that what it's called? Garden Native American Group? Yeah. But you just announced that you switched to LPT, which congratulations to that. That's going to be an amazing journey for you.
Appreciate it.
And at Ylopo, he plays a key role in training clients, shaping product development, and championing the platform outside of work. He's an ordained minister and a proud father of 3, and also does, I think you still do, hot yoga. Is that true or no?
I did it yesterday. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. We got it.
Yeah. I don't think that was in my bio, but thank
No, I mean, I added it.
you.
Where do we
all right.
start, man? Where do we start?
Yeah. So I'm gonna I hopefully the sound will work because I have some clips to play. Let me hit click
Let's
present.
give it a shot. If it doesn't, you can ad lib.
Okay. Share screen. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Shares these 2 monitors. Don't show these tips again. All right. Allow. And also share tab audio. I think that has to be checked. So I
There
checked
you
that.
go.
I think we're good. So can you guys, don't
Yep.
want to close StreamYard. That would be bad. All right. So do you want me to go, let me try to go full screen here. And then you tell me if you can see it. How are we?
I can see it.
All right. Okay. So the topic today, real estate tools to help you close, right? So, the first couple of slides, I want to level set, right? Ylopo has been having AI texting since 2019. AI texting back then was very different than it is now. But we've been the leader in AI texting engagement for quite some time. Over the last 2 years, we have perfected AI voice. We are calling millions of leads every month, several million. And candidly, and I'm not sure this is a good thing necessarily, but robots are better at expressing empathy over the phone than most salespeople are. And the conversion numbers are pretty significant. So I'm not going to play this whole video, but I just want you to see part of this.
Hey, Jennifer, this is Raya, Barry Jenkins' team assistant with Better Homes and Gardens NAGR. We'd like to send you a few more listings you missed from your Google search. Is the email we have for you at gmail.com still a good place to send them?
I'm going to skip a little bit.
Also, if you're not in a new one. Also,
so I'm going to pause. So they sent a couple texts and you can see where there's a scenario here, right? I'm getting a divorce and I have a disability, right? So this is where true AI
just so you know,
really works.
I have a disability. I'm so sorry to hear that you're going through a difficult time with your divorce and the added stress of needing to sell your house and finding a new one quickly. It must be a lot to manage. What are you looking for in a new home?
So what you'd see, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but what you start to see is a full-on lead conversation. This was a real lead. We did close the deal, and AI was able to do that. So we're seeing 52% of leads responding to AI texting, and of the 52% responses, 38% of them, they are asking for an agent to meet with them, right? So AI texting is still here to stay. Yeah, it's really the LLM, how it processes language, how it's engaging, the way it's able to inject IDX interesting data, like maybe a home they saw, it makes a big deal.
Jennifer, this is Raya.
So let's go to the next. So, but then we also have AI voice, and this is not, neither of these two things are new. So I'm trying to show you guys the old stuff so that I can get to the new stuff, right? I want to level set for those of you that don't know a lot about Ylopo. So AI texting, crushing it, 52% response rate, 38% conversion to appointment off of those responses. Industry leading by a mile. But then we realized that AI voice was important, right? And so if you do want to listen to or make a call, you could do that yourself if you
Hello?
want. All right. But here is a lead. It was one of my leads. And I'm just going to go ahead and play it, and we'll talk about it.
Hello?
Hi, Alicia.
Uh-huh.
Hi. I'm a digital assistant with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate on a recorded line. I'm following up with you regarding the home search profile that you submitted. What is it that brought you to our website?
I'm actually planning on moving down to the coast. I'm not sure if I'm going to move to North Carolina coast or South Carolina coast.
Oh, okay.
But I was just looking to see what might be available when I decide to do this.
Awesome. What time frame did you have in mind?
I'm not really sure. I'm trying to sell my house in Charlotte right now.
I see.
And once I sell it, I'll be moving
Okay.
3 or 4 months. I mean, that's not on the market yet. By word of mouth, I've got a few people that I know that's interested in it. So I'm just holding out to see what they do. And if they don't give me an answer soon, I'm going to put it on the market.
Oh, good. It seems that you have some decisions to make. We'd love to connect you with our realtor who can then strategize a game plan around possibly selling your home.
Okay.
Please hold on a minute just while I connect you, okay?
All right. So let me stop sharing my screen for a second. I want to talk about this. All right. So can you see my face? Great. All right. So there's a lot of AI voice vendors out there, right? There's a lot of companies that offer services. There's actually something that's really important that you need to pay attention to with AI voice calls. It's latency. See, the way that AI voice works, not to get too in the weeds, it's layering different data sources. It's taking language, what's being said and what the response is. It's analyzing it. It's coming up with a response. It's putting it in a system that talks, right? Basically a voice, AI voice product, and then it's relaying it. When you layer all that together, most of these services have very awkward pauses.
Yeah, they do.
There's gaps. And Ylopo's secret sauce, because we've been doing this longer than anybody else in the real estate space, we've been able to shrink the gaps in a way to where it feels, I don't know about you, Tristan, but when you listen to that call, it really just sounds like a normal call. Exactly.
Yeah.
That matters at scale. I have a habit, it's kind of a weird habit, but when I get a call for really any vendor, and I can tell it's AI. This is a space I have the honor of actually writing the copy for AI voice, and so I pay attention to this stuff. And so I always say the same thing when I get the health insurance calls. I always say, do you want a health insurance quote? I'm like, actually, I've been shopping for cheese. I'm not sure if I want cheddar or mozzarella. Every single time it breaks the bot. It either hangs up immediately, or it says, "I'm sorry, sir. What is that?" I'm shopping for cheese, because the bot is not smart enough. If you said that to the Ylopo bot, what's going to happen is, like, I actually listened to a call. This was really early on where the person tried to trick the bot. They must have been a programmer of some kind, because they said, well, what if you're trying to trick me and I'm really AI and you're really the human, but you're trying to pretend that you're AI and I'm the human. And you know what our AI said? It laughed. Ha ha ha. That's a mind bender for sure. So, hey, is Anna still available? I'd love to talk to her about her home search.
Wow, we went back.
And that was 2 years ago. Right? So with this, though, there's a lot of other stuff that we kind of, when we think about AI, when it comes to this product, what about the handoff, right? The handoff is important. So let's go to the next slide. Now listen to this. So this is where AI voice has done its job, and now we're going to try to connect it to the agent.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, this is Jessie, a digital assistant with eXp Realty on a recorded line. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Oh, good. I'm following up with you regarding the home search profile you submitted. Let me know if you'd like to opt out of additional calls at any time. We'd just like to know what it is that brought you to our website.
We rented a condo and it looks really good, so we're looking to purchase one
Okay. What time frame did you have in mind?
today, and we got cash.
Oh, do you own the home that you're in, or are you currently renting?
Oh yeah, I own both of them.
Got it. We'd love to connect you with our realtor who can strategize a game plan around what you are looking for. Please hold on a minute while I connect you, okay?
Okay.
I'll connect you now. Please hold.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, I have a Raya voice transfer. The name is Peyton. I will transfer now.
Hello, this is Jim Day with eXp Realty. Is this Penton?
It's Peyton.
Peyton. Okay. Couldn't understand what she said.
I love that. I love that.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
actually love the whole conversation because AI could have been. It sounded like, "Are you a peasant or do you have all cash?" I'm like, "I don't have all cash." What are you talking about? I'm like, I love that.
so what you're watching, right? So being first to market for a company affords a degree of opportunity that is unique because while other people are still trying to perfect latency, which we did a year and a half ago, now we're working on other elements like the live transfer, right? So here's a great question. Hi Barry, BHG girl here. Miss you already. This is cool. Is this a StreamYard feature? Can Ylopo AI be used for loan officers or is it just real estate agents? So the product is for consumers to talk to a real estate agent, but to answer your question, I don't know any top of funnel or middle of funnel leads on Google that want to start with getting a mortgage approval. That's rare. By the time they're ready to get mortgage approval, the average consumer has a degree of clarity around what they want, timeline, style of home. They're not like, I wonder one day if I'll buy a home, I'm going to get pre-approved. Just doesn't happen that all, at least not in my market. My advice for you would be to partner with a loan officer, right? And in a RESPA compliant way, have them help cover the cost of Ylopo, and then have these leads generated. And then when the agent gets the call, or you can get the calls, the live transfers, you can just say, oh, I work with Barry Jenkins, the real estate agent, if you and I were partnering, but I help him take his calls. I actually work with the mortgage company. How can we help you? I think the call's better to be had with the real estate agent first. But the lender can certainly do that because somebody that's interested in buying a home, that is a great candidate to talk about a home buyer consult, which is where we go over the mortgage process.
Yeah, I love that.
I haven't seen this.
Michelle says, that's actually a good comment. Nobody wants to make the calls. This is gold, right?
Yeah. So now I get to, guys, that's all the old stuff. Okay. Like I just went over all the old stuff. Let's talk about the new stuff, right? Because we've been in the lab as we always are. That's our culture. So go back to the deck. All right. So,
Hello.
Okay. All right. So this is another one. We won't do that one. So what's happening now, it's weird. I'm not even using Wi-Fi, but for some reason it's going a little slow. So historically, Ylopo AI text worked in two ways. You would get new leads, and every new lead, like as a Ylopo lead, for example, we're texting them over a sequence over the first 30 days. And 90% of the texts that we're sending were pretty much in this scenario. And then, when an old lead would save a home or visit your website, we would text the 10% of the time. So as an example, just to make the math simple, out of 100 texts in a given month, 90 of the texts were focused on new leads, 10 of the texts were focused on old leads coming back to the website. But what we've realized is, having AI monitor the old leads at scale in an expansive way, not just in an occasional 10 out of 100 text, really is going to afford you, the agent, an opportunity that you haven't been able to, because all of us are so focused in this industry on new opportunities. It's really the old ones that we struggle with. So this is where the concept of AI squared has come out. And what we're watching happen right now is AI voice and AI text working cooperatively together. So now the left hand and the right hand are, they know what each other is doing. So as an example, they see an email for a listing and they click it. And then when you see they land on the website, that signals in the CRM like it always has that John just looked at a home. John just saved a home. Well, now that 52% response rate product, AI text, starts sending a text. Well, instead of taking it through the path of having a full-on conversation and getting you an appointment later on, we are doing what most of you would do. We're sending a text and saying, hey, I'm going to give you a ring in a second to see if I can talk about this a little bit more. And then AI voice is calling as a result of that scenario. Where we're headed is if John said in the text, yeah, I'm looking for a 3-bedroom. Where we're headed is when AI voice calls, hey, I'm calling to talk to you about that 3-bedroom. So again, the fact that we've been working on this so long affords us the ability to think about the next, version 2, version 3, version 4, version 5 problems when other people are still trying to solve the first version of the problem, right? And so for us, in any given month, we're going to be focused on 20 to 25% of your database. If we're emailing them for you, we're running ads to them, about 25% of your database on average comes to life, right? The remaining 75% are inactive. This is just on average. Some databases come to life faster than others. But in our scenario, we were only texting and calling the active people, and we were very few focused on the inactive. Remember that diagram that I just showed you all started with them clicking on an email. Well, now we have an inactive campaign. So now what's going to happen is that 75% of your database that's dormant, we're not going to only try to bring them to life with emails. We're not going to only try to bring them to life with dynamic remarketing, which are two fantastic ways to bring your database to life. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to have an inactive campaign where we're actually messaging and calling old leads in your database to try to get them to revive. So imagine hiring an ISA and you having leads from 3 years ago, and you tell that ISA, hey, I want you to call 100 people a day, right? How much would that cost you, right? I don't know. Maybe if they're in the overseas, what does that cost? Like $1,000 to $2,000 a month, Tristan? Is that fair?
Yeah, you can say it. Let's go with $1,000 a month if you're going direct.
So, and then you've got the management, the operational, stuff. And so AI can do that for less than half when you're using Ylopo. To not only that same AI that is calling your new leads is now calling hundreds of old leads. So you don't have to hire one ISA for the new and one ISA for the old. You've got one virtual ISA that is calling and texting all your new leads. It is calling and texting all your website engagement. And now it's also calling and texting all of your old and your dead leads. Furthermore, we are now up to 54% engagement for all leads that are talking, that are ready to have a real estate conversation. So 54% of all the leads that are talking, whether it's AI voice or AI text, so over half of the conversations are ready for follow-up. So employing your AI voice to work in your database, it's now 12 hours a day. So we're not calling people in the middle of the night, which is why it doesn't say 24 hours.
Great.
7 days a week. And so when they do trigger signals in your database, we're going to live transfer the hot leads to you. So when we talk to a lead that wants to talk to an agent, you heard what that live transfer sounds like. And I love that recording because she didn't get the name perfectly, right? It was Peyton, and I think she said Penton, right? Yeah. So that was a screw up, and we fixed that name in the AI database, but we kept the example so that it shows that it was actually a real, that is a real live transfer. That guy got a deal off of that live transfer. Then we're going to have scenarios where they're not ready. They're not ready to talk to an agent. We're going to label those leads for you as a nurture lead. We're going to make a note in the CRM via AI to say, hey, here is what the outcome was. And then bad leads, we're also going to classify as a lead, maybe wrong number or what have you. So let me pause for a second and just see. Does anybody have any questions before I go over the 3D tours? I just want to make sure. We good?
I think we're good. Oh, wait, one. Will this work in Spanish as well, Barry?
Not yet. It will. Not yet. But it is a problem that we are looking to solve. So what I would recommend, if you are in a predominantly Spanish-speaking market or your business is predominantly Spanish-speaking, I'd reach out to Ylopo. There's going to be a QR code at the end of this, and just there's a demo what you do in the demo, say, look, I need a Spanish speaking product. I need to know when that's going to be live. It's not live yet, but it is something that we're very aware of, that, it's such a significant percentage of our country and the home buying population in America is the Spanish speaking element. And so, having a product that services that is definitely a priority for the company. All right, let's go to 3D tours. So look, I mean, I have 2 Matterport cameras. I've got an Insta360, which is Zillow's preferred Matterport style walkthrough camera. And they're great, but you also have to pay somebody to go to them. And then you have to take the images and you have to do things with them, unless, you have, anyway, I was about to go down a hole. So the goal of Diva, so dynamic video ads, that's what that stands for. It's to increase exposure of your listings. We want to get it sold faster. We want to let your seller know that they've partnered with the best-in-class listing agent, and we want to give you a leg up in winning presentations, right? So that you are excelling. So all you do if you're a Ylopo customer is you put in the MLS number into our marketing dashboard. It's going to pull all of your data about your home. About your marketing, how much you want to spend, what your website is, what your contact information is. And then it's going to populate all of the photos. Now, it can do it automatically, or you can pick your own photos. But either way, we're going to use the MLS. Now, remember what I said. These are just still photos. There's no Matterport camera, no Insta360 camera. It's just still photos. And then we take AI and we do 2 things. Now, the video on the left is just a 3D walkthrough tour with still photos. The video on the right is a 3D tour off of still photos and an AI generated voice and listing description. So I'm going to play both. I won't play the whole thing because I don't want to take up all the time, but check this out. This is just from still photos.
Welcome to 1625 Cuddy.
What you're watching happen is it looks like a cameraman is taking a camera and walking across the deck. Walking through the living room. And it's no surprise that the engagement on the ads that you run with this technology is insanely high compared to still photos, because you're not getting in the way. Sometimes walkthrough videos get boring. This is literally just them taking you through each room of the house really quickly. And so let's do the one where it does the listing description.
Experience the epitome of outdoor living with this expansive deck that seamlessly extends from the home. Perfect for hosting summer gatherings or enjoying quiet mornings. This space offers ample room for relaxation.
Barry, does this also give it to me in a vertical fashion so I can upload to Reels and put whatever music I want?
I'm not sure. That's a good question. It's definitely doable. I can find out because that would be really valuable. So once the ad is ran, we provide you with the reporting and I gave them the content that I wanted to put on here. And when I came up with this, basically, this is to keep you from getting fired if your listing hasn't sold. If you look on the left, it's like 7,900 people saw the ad, 4,600 people watched the video, 515 people expressed interest, meaning they clicked on the ad, and then 3 people actually registered for more info. And if you keep me hired, here's what it'll look like if I keep running the ad over 30 days. 3x higher click rate on the 3D to 2D product, 2x higher lead generation rate. So you are generating more leads and you're getting more clicks when you use a 3D tour. For $95, so that's the cost of the video and the Facebook ad. Okay, so for $95, you get the video, you run a Facebook ad. On average, our users are seeing a 4,000 person viewership. 4,000 people see the ad, 1,500 people watch the ad, 300 people click on the ad, and on average, 5 people are registering. And so, from your perspective, you're like, wait a second, that's like $20 a lead. But honestly, when you run this type of ad, we make the focus exposure, not leads. And you can change that. If you want it to be leads, you'll get lower views, like maybe this is 2,000 people saw the ad, 500 people watched the video, 200 people clicked on the ad, and maybe 10 people registered, right? So it comes down to what you want to focus on. But if you do want to learn more about the AI squared, AI voice, AI text, or you want to learn more about the 3D tours, go ahead and scan that QR code. And that will take you to the page on Ylopo that has a demo option. And so, Tristan, in a sea of ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, all of these amazing tools that are out there, I really want to encourage the real estate agent that's listening to us right now to use all those things and recognize that the consumer wants more houses. And so partnering with an AI specialist company that has deep IDX integration into all of their AI text, AI voice, 3D, listing alerts, the comprehensive view, it really is the future. It's until those services come up with something else. I see that question. Does Ylopo work with Lofty? Really good. Lofty is a fantastic product. Generally speaking, they have more of an exclusionary business model. So they want you to use their marketing services and their AI. They have AI texting that I don't believe they have AI voice yet. You might know, Tristan. Do they have AI voice yet? No. Okay. So Ylopo can send information from AI text into Lofty. And for AI texting, it can send IDX behavior into Lofty. If you want AI voice in a robust way, our Follow Up Boss integration is the one you need to switch to. For large teams that are like, I don't want to switch Lofty, what I'd recommend you do is get a Follow Up Boss account with one seat. I think it's like $90, $99.
Mm-hmm.
Let Ylopo work those leads inside a Follow Up Boss. And when it hits a certain signal, you can send the lead from Follow Up Boss to Lofty. So you don't need to move your whole team or business over.
Mm.
It's almost like hiring an ISA that wants to use Salesforce. And you're like, I don't care what you use, but when you find a good one, put it in my Lofty account. That's kind of yeah.
That's so funny. Very true. It's very true. Let me loop in Austin.
Oh, wait, they have a package? 2 free months of AI voice and text free with any Ylopo lead generation package.
Yeah, dude. There you go.
I didn't even know they were doing that.
You get to meet Austin, Barry. By the way, you guys should know each other.
What's up?
Hey, Austin, how are you? What company are you with?
My company is called Syllabi.
Syllabi.
White glasses, man. Those things are looking
I
good.
know, right? They're really nice.
I know. I hated them when I bought them, and then I wore them on a few webinars a couple years ago, and they became a thing. So now it's a thing. So thank you,
cool,
Austin.
bro. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You look good.
Thanks. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, Tristan. It's always so fun to hang out with you, buddy. Thank you for doing this for the community. I know that everybody watching really appreciates your effort.
Dude, you did a great job. Thank you for showing us that.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Barry. Austin, how are you?
I'm great, brother. How are you?
Good, man. Good. Let me read the bio that the team put together, and then we'll officially get started. This way I don't miss anything that's super cool. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Austin Armstrong is a lifelong digital marketer, keynote speaker, 2-time 7-figure entrepreneur, host of the podcast Business Talk. That's TOK, like TikTok, and CEO of Syllabi, an AI startup that helps content creators create, schedule, and publish videos in minutes, probably seconds. Austin is also a co-founder of AI Marketing World, a premier AI marketing conference. Austin has posted over 6,000 videos across social media, which has earned him billions of views and millions of followers across every social platform. In fact, Austin even got his TikTok banned, which was amazing, and he restarted it. So he loves sharing the strategies that have worked for him to empower you, and that's pretty much what we're going to do today. So Austin, welcome.
Oh, I'm excited to be here, brother. Always great to have a fun time with you. Yeah, once you figure out a lot of these strategies, like I lost 900,000 followers on TikTok, and it doesn't even really bother me that much because once you figure out how to do all of this, you can just do it again, bigger, faster. It's amazing.
I'm watching you rebuild your TikTok, man. It's funny because it's the same strategy, right? Just new stuff. You just new stuff, new stuff, new stuff.
All of this stuff is so cyclical. You know, I'm writing a book right now too, so I gotta add that to the bio among all things. But I've been doing social media marketing for so long. The parallels that I'm drawing from what I'm doing now to what I was literally doing on MySpace 20 years ago is so similar. It blows my mind. Like literally the exact same strategies, just with better technology. It's crazy.
Yeah, very true. Very true. All right. Where do you want to start with AI and real estate? Because you come from a world that's different than we had everybody else come in, real estate tech. But you're wearing multiple hats here, man. So where do you see real estate and AI converge?
There's a lot of different ways. So I'm going to use the gentleman that was just on as a interesting segue.
Yeah.
Barry. Yes. Thank you. Barry with a B.
B. Yeah. You got it. Like Barry.
Awesome. Yeah. I was sitting in backstage for the last that. Think it's awesome stuff. Love the direction that YLOPO company is going. We actually do a lot of that at Syllabi as well. So my company Syllabi, and I'm going to do a demo of this for everybody as well. Yeah. Automate everything video marketing focused. I created the company because, as Tristan said, 6,000 videos I've created myself. I've created tens of thousands of videos over the last 12 years working in video production. I've worked with many real estate agents, mortgage brokers over the years. I've done a lot of cool stuff with Tristan and his partners as well. And I see a lot of these strategies just working across the board. And that's ultimately what I wanted to create with Syllabi, is that the viewer, you need to be on social media at this point. It's 2025. It's no secret anymore. There's no excuses. You need to be active on social media. You need to be active doing video marketing. But the reality in all of our lives is that we're busy. We don't have the time to create a lot of content. And maybe even if you do, maybe if you're just getting started, you don't know what topics to create. Maybe you don't know what to say on camera to really hold attention. You need that accountability partner. Maybe you don't like to do editing. Maybe you don't like to be on camera, whatever. It can also be quite expensive, not just to hire an agency, but some of these software tools really stack up, right? $99 here, $99 there, $50 here to do all of the components. I wanted to solve all of those problems. And so that is why I'm an entrepreneur, is that I look at the problems that I'm facing, and the reason why someone would reach out and contract me and hire me in the first place and solve those problems for as cheap as I can possibly solve those problems for. So if I can, I'll share my screen here.
Yeah, please.
And I would love to show what Syllabi does. And so the first thing that I really want to show here, can you see my screen okay?
I got you. It says Syllabi, right? Yep.
Yeah. And you can see the dashboard and everything. Sweet.
Yeah.
So what Barry showed, I also just want to highlight that we can do that in Syllabi too. And it's really the entire workflow. So I'm going to show you just a quick output video that I made 25 minutes ago using the same technology, but and nothing against YLOPO, but it actually answered your question that you asked him as well, is that we can produce videos at any length in any format and schedule and publish them to every social media platform and even schedule them out automatically. And we can do that by as simply as copy and pasting a Redfin or a Zillow URL.
Nice.
And capture the entire thing. So this is just a So I only added motion to those first two just as a quick example. This entire video, AI voice clones, subtitles, transitions, background music, everything.
I love that, man. I can't hear the music or the person talking.
Hold on a second. Let me share my, let's do this. Share screen. and I think I have to share the tab instead.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then it'll ask you for audio.
Okay.
Explore the perfect synergy of history and modernity at 318 E Trinity Avenue, nestled in the heart of Old North Durham. This craftsman style.
Can you hear that now?
Yeah, I got you. I hear it.
Okay, so that's actually my AI voice clone as well. So you can actually clone your own voice and have that in there. And then you can always publish directly to TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. You can edit all of the images as well. I'm going to show how to do this from scratch. I just wanted to kind of show you the entire process and how easy this is from a customization perspective. So you can choose all of these images. You can easily add motion just by simply saying slow motion zoom in.
Oh.
Oops. As simple as that, add motion. And then you can take any image from your listing and add motion to it as if it's someone holding a tripod and a camera, or the 360 camera or anything like that. And not only that, you can upload your own images or videos to swap anything out. You can't regenerate from a URL scraped, but you can access stock video library in here. So if we wanted to do, you know, type in a veteran, if we're creating a video around like a VA loan or something like that.
Yeah, like explaining a VA loan.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So we can, you know, show representation, and then everything that you upload into Syllabi or create in Syllabi, you can re-access through the asset library. So you have full
nice
on everything. It's been quite a while since I've shown you Syllabi, by the way.
Yeah, man. I think like
so there's
2.5 months or so. So you guys have definitely bulked it up.
Yeah, we're constantly improving. So let me take y'all through the flow.
Yeah.
So you can go URL to video in here, and you can paste in a URL from Amazon, eBay, Redfin, Zillow, or Shopify, and create a product listing.
Wow.
So all you need to do is copy and paste that in. Now, this might take a minute to actually scrape all of the images, but I'll show you what this entire process looks like. So Syllabi will actually go to that listing and pull all of the images from that listing, and you can even automatically generate a video script based on the description of that listing too. So let's just give this a minute.
And no, as we're doing this, you know, the suggestion I have, because there's always people that say, well, this is a violation of the MLS rules. I said, listen, just use your listing. Just use your listing.
Just use your own.
Yeah, use your own. Upload your own pictures. It does the same thing. So if you're worried about that, great. If not, AI is breaking every possible rule in the world right now. They're moving too fast for any rules to keep up. So that's part of the growth and also part of the problem. So just keep up. But continue, Austin.
Use this with caution. To also address one of the comments that came in right before, you can do this in Spanish. We support, I think, 29 or 30 different languages.
Do it in. Listen, I want to hear it in Italian.
Well, let's try it. So you can control all of the subtitles that you want on your finished video. I have my own AI voice clone in here. Anybody can clone their own voice. We also have tons of stock AI voices as well. Landscape or portrait mode, so you can do vertical. You can control the video length as well. I'm just going to do 1 minute.
Yep.
Tons of advanced options here, so you can control the subtitle color. You can add sound effects. You can upload your own watermark if you want. You can organize them into folders so that you can organize all of your content.
That's a cool addition, man. I like that.
Absolutely. And then background music. So we have a ton of background sounds by genre, or you can upload your own music in there as well. Now, careful, don't upload like a Taylor Swift song because that's going to upset some people. Then you can, from here, you can write your own script if you want, or you can do generate script from URL. So it's going to actually take the listing description and write a video script that's designed to perform really well in social media. And so it wrote the script in Italian. I don't speak Italian, so I can't clarify if of the quality. But you can choose any of these images that you want that were scraped from the listing. And click generate video. And that will be generating in the background. While that video is generating, here's our brand new asset library, by the way, Tristan. So we're expanding this out so you can really see all of the content that you're creating, all of the individual assets, the thumbnails that you're creating. So you can create YouTube thumbnails in Syllabi.
Oh, wow.
The images that you've generated, all of the AI videos that you've added motion to or that you've generated in here, anything that you upload in here. So you have a massive asset library, any stock media that you've used from our B-roll library, and you can favorite everything as well and use this as your content creation workflow tool.
That's crazy, man.
So some other cool, thank you.
Can you
some other
trending ideas? I want to see that. Click on trending
that's
ideas.
exactly where I was going to go. So if you don't know what topics to create, part of growing a social media following, especially in real estate, is creating educational content for where people are at, nurturing them, making sure that you are the trusted person that when they are ready to buy or sell or do anything for that, you're the first person that they think of. And that doesn't come from just creating house tour video after house tour video after house tour video. You got to mix in some personality. You got to mix in some education, stay top of mind, right? So we can search for trends across these. And I can even do something specific location based. So I'm currently in Chattanooga, but I call Durham, North Carolina my home. And so I can see that people are searching for topics like, is Durham a good place to invest in property? And I can see that some people search for that per month. It's not much, but it's still a good amount of people. And I can click create, and I can click create faceless video. And now we can go back to that same flow, right? Where I can create AI videos or B-roll style videos. Now, this is another really cool thing. I love these faceless videos. These are AI generated imagery. But another thing that we just released is custom character consistency as well.
Oh, show me that, man.
Yeah, so I trained myself in a couple different art styles. I'm gonna, for the sake of real estate, we're gonna do this. So I can select myself. I just uploaded a photo of myself, and have that be the main character. And so we have our topic that we know people are searching for down here. Is Durham a good place? And let me just specify this a little bit even more. Is Durham, North Carolina a good place? Because I don't want Durham, Europe, or Durham, UK, I think.
Yeah.
But it will write me a script on, is Durham, North Carolina a good place to invest in property? And you can, of course, customize this however you want. You can add a call to action. Call me at 555-555-5555 when you're ready to buy. And then I can generate that video. The other cool thing about going from that flow is now it takes you through an entire content loop. So based on that video that we just created, excuse me, it's going to show you generated topics that are similar to that. Now, these are AI generated topics. The other topics are real data based on real searches that people are searching for. Durham's hidden real estate gems, discover the most profitable neighborhoods, why everyone's talking about Durham's booming property, Durham versus other North Carolina cities, where should you invest next, rental market, etc.
This is great, man. I love this.
Thank you. Yeah, you can constantly enter this loop. Here's our quick video.
Benvenuti a 318 E Trinity Avenue, nel cuore di Old North Durham. Questa dimora storica risalente al 1925 coniuga in modo
So that's our Italian video. I can't validate if it's accurate or not, but
So
do you
far,
speak
it sounded good. I do a little bit, so it sounded good. But you didn't give it enough time to go through. I love this.
impeccabile, il fascino del passato con la modernità. L'esterno è arricchito da una veranda recentemente verniciata, mentre all'interno ci accolgono pavimenti in legno originali e porte di legno massiccio. Luminosa e ariosa, grazie ai soffitti di 3 metri, la casa vanta una cucina
So hilarious. So that's my voice in Italian. And you know how fast this was. In less than a minute, we just copy and pasted a house listing video. Assume that it's your listing, right? And we created this entire video that we can then publish directly to all of our social media channels.
I love that, man. And Trisha says, knowing what topics people are searching is so relevant and helpful for content creation and messaging. This is incredible.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the best part, I didn't even mention the price yet. So Syllabize.
Can you do it in Portuguese? Yeah, right. You can do it in almost every language, almost.
Yeah, let me show you all the languages that we support. And then I'll talk to you about the price.
And then show me the pricing. And then I really want to see your character consistency one that you created.
Guess what? We have Portuguese. So Syllabize supports English, French, German, Italian, Spanish, Czech, Danish, Dutch, Finnish, Indonesian, Polish, Portuguese, Swedish, Turkish, Vietnamese, Hungarian, Filipino, Greek, Russian, Japanese, Hindi, Mandarin, Arabic, and Persian.
That's a lot, man.
Yes, we're trying to help as many people as we can. Okay, so let's see what this generated.
Curious about investing in property? Consider Durham, North Carolina.
That's your
Known
voice.
for its thriving tech scene, Durham is part of the Research Triangle.
Hold on, let's see. So there it is. So it put me in a scene in the image.
A hub for innovation and growth, driven by prestigious universities like Duke. This creates a strong economic base, attracting professionals.
I want to see where else.
Ensuring a steady culture venues enhances its appeal, drawing more people into the area of other tech-focused regions. As you weigh investment options, Durham stands out with promising returns in a dynamic setting.
That's pretty
Call me
cool,
at
dude.
555.
You're recreating your AI version. You have the consistency so that it shows up everywhere. I love that.
So I'll quickly show how this works. So it takes a while to train it, but basically you can choose any art style that you want. You want to train you real quick, Tristan?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right, let's see what it looks like. So what kind of art style are you thinking?
Dude, I like the scientist. I love that one underneath. Right there. Let's go over the comic book one. Why not?
So let's see if I can get a quick picture of you. One sec. Hold on. All right. I like this stay focused one. Let's go with this.
Yeah, I'm digging this.
All right. So let's go back over here. Okay. And so I'm going to put that. Tristan, male. And let's say, what do you want to put here? Young adult, Tristan, or adult?
Let's go with adult. Let's go with adult.
And so it's going to train your character that you upload into that art style that you always use and be the main character no matter what.
That's hilarious. I mean,
that's great.
It looks like I took a whole bunch of steroids, but that's great. I love it. I'm a superhero. What do you want, right? Sounds good.
Yeah. So you can generate another one as well, just to make sure. Like this is going to be essentially the seed AI image. How are we doing on time, by the way?
You've got 5 minutes, man. You got some
Oh
time.
man, is that it? Oh, I have so much more I wanted to share. Okay.
Well, I love how easy it is to recreate my comic book version. That's fast.
Absolutely. What else would be helpful in syllabi? I guess let me show you the pricing real quick.
Yeah,
and
show
how
us the pricing. I think the thing that's super clear for us as we're looking at this as agents is the ability, the ease and ability to put it up on all social with relevant trending topics. That to me stands out.
100%. So the best part of Syllabi is we've made it so cheap, and because of all of the amazing people on this call right now that have listened to my TED Talk, I've got an even bigger discount for you. So you can try Syllabi. It's only $25 a month, but you can try it 7 days free. On annual plan, it's discounted as well. So the annual plan is as little as $21 a month billed annually. But if you use the code Tristan, Tristan, you can save 30% on top of that. So 30% off the first month or the entire year. So 30% off $255, which is already discounted by 15% as well. And we do free demos, one-on-one demo calls with everybody. So if anyone would be interested in doing a free one-on-one demo so we can show you exactly how it works and help you get set up for success and everything that you need to do, let me know and I will copy and paste the link to that in the description.
Yeah, man. Throw the description on there, people. It's Syllabi, and if people have questions for you specifically, Austin, how do they get a hold of you?
Austin at syllabi.io.
All right. Put that in, and then I have a question for you.
Yes. Oh man, I had so much more time. I literally built out like AI agents for real estate agents I was going to share.
Listen, Brian's not on here yet, so you just jump on. He may even be late, so show us what you got.
You want to see some other crazy stuff?
Yeah.
I spent so much time preparing this for you guys. Okay. Let me share my entire screen. I'm going to go like crazy fast through this. This is going to
go.
So much info. So first of all, as Tristan was mentioning, I am crazy viral on Facebook right now. When this loads, this is going to blow your mind. So last 28 days, I'm reaching almost 300 million people. They're paying me $9,000 a month. I've gained 200,000 followers. And the type of content is text. 82% of that 290 million comes from text content. Now, I took that exact strategy and I vibe coded a AI tool to copy my strategies. And so this works really well for real estate agents. So you could type in something like new home buyer tips if you're moving to Los Angeles, and it's going to create a text thread for you to create educational content on anything that you want. Things you don't know about VA loans, you can type in anything in here and it's going to give you a viral style text thread that's working for me right now on Facebook like crazy.
Yeah, I watch it, dude. I watch your simple text prompts with comments in the responses in the comments, and it's going crazy.
It's crazy, man. And so this tool I just pasted in the chat is Threadmaster AI, $5 a month. I made this thing as stupid cheap as possible. It's just working for me like crazy.
Threadmaster.ai.
Threadmaster.
Perfect. I got it. Oh, there you are.
And now I wanted to also show, can you see my like ChatGPT screen here?
Sorry, I was looking at Threadmaster. Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Cut me off at any point if I'm going over or we need to skip. I just had so much information I wanted to just over deliver for all of you guys. Outside.
You got a minute or two. Brian's on, so I'll introduce you after too.
Okay, let me blow through this real super quick. So I wanted to show you how simple it could be to create AI agents and vibe code your own app. So I went over to ChatGPT and said, what are some interesting identifiable points that would indicate a person would be interested in buying a home that would be indexed online somewhere so I could scrape the list. I want to create an AI lead gen scraper agent for real estate agents. And it gave me all of this information. And then I said, give me that in a prompt that I can use for this tool, Lindy AI. And so I used Lindy AI to build an AI agent to do this. So it will daily scrape leads, create a Google spreadsheet. It'll set target city areas. You have to connect a couple things like Firecrawl. It'll show you everything that you need. It'll process and score those leads based on whatever qualifications would be good for you. Check for duplicates. If it qualifies as a hot lead, then it will generate a personalized email outreach for them. You can also connect like your own phone system, update the lead status. You can connect this to your CRM of choice. It just connected in HubSpot out of Base. And then you can also connect it to your Slack channel. So basically you can create with AI a lead scraping tool of people that would be indicative that they are ready to buy a house in your city and automate the outreach process for them. But then I also wanted to take things to the next level and use and build out an actual app for myself in Manus. So I started to build this out. So I took the same instructions from ChatGPT and started building the software tool in Manus. And it created a simple dashboard. So now I created this in like 10 minutes. So this is just a sample where I can see all of the leads that were scraped, and then I can email or call them from here. You guys can create your own software tools now. You don't have to rely on other software. So I'm going to stop there because I know I'm over, but I just wanted to add crazy stuff.
I'm going to loop in Brian, but I have a question for you. What's up, Brian? Brian runs Lofty. Brian Austin runs Syllabi. He's an influencer in the real estate world as well. So
nice to meet you.
Last question. What AI tools are you gravitating to the most right now? What comes to mind?
Well, I've started using Claude a lot more than ChatGPT.
Me too.
For a couple of reasons. I think the output is just so much better. Even with GPT-5, they didn't get rid of the stupid M-dash thing, which drives me crazy. And so, like, I'm writing a book right now, and I downloaded all of my transcripts from hundreds of hours of public speaking and podcast interviews and videos that I've recorded, and created a knowledge base in a Claude project that I can use to reference and brainstorm and rewrite things in my own words. So I'm still writing the book in the right way, but like I'm using this as a consultant.
Yep.
I love Claude for a whole lot of different things.
Me too, man. Claude is my thing. I started using Lindy. I use Manus here or there. I'm using ChatGPT less and less, but I still use it a lot. So, and obviously, Austin, Syllabi. So everyone, thank you so much for jumping on.
Okay.
And thanks for doing this, buddy. Appreciate you so much, man.
I appreciate you.
Brian, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
You ready
Seems like
to
we're
do
talking
this?
a lot these days. Yeah. We're going to jump in and talk a little bit about AI and just had a conversation about AI. And I'm going to put quotes around that because, I saw it in a minute. Everybody was like, AI, it just becomes blended into white noise now. And so there's a lot of misconceptions and what it really is and what we think it is. I mean, I'm on ChatGPT and I learned something at an AI summit in Silicon Valley. And I'm like, oh, that's where we're confused. So this is what this is about. Maybe underlying, maybe giving everybody here a little bit to look forward to, but also there's a lot of talk about, I need to build an AI. I need to build this. We're all agents listening here. So my message before we get started is agents need to build drip campaigns too. And they need to do this too. And they need to follow up with their leads too. And they need to do texting too. And they need to have 137 jobs you need to do. The point of real AI
That's true.
is eliminate the jobs you don't have time or knowledge or want to do, and organize your organization, what I call operating system based on AI. So your operating system does the work for you so you can shake more hands and close more deals. That's my message today. So let me share my screen really quick with you.
As you're sharing it, I'm going to read your bio really quick just so people know who you are.
Sure.
Brian Hoylman is Chief Strategy Officer with Lofty. He's been in the SaaS world for over 20 years. Brian and I know of each other for a long time, and then we met about 4 or 5 years ago officially or so. Brian, the cool thing about Brian is he brings such a deep understanding of enterprise customers and what they need, and then connects it to really the world that we need to be in. This is why I love that you're working at Lofty, Brian.
Thanks.
I think
Thanks.
you bring a different angle that sometimes is forgotten or sometimes is like deeply needed. And so this is why you, AI, Lofty, it makes sense. Thanks for being on.
Yeah, thank you. So to that note, as you can see my screen right now, and I'll share it. I want to be able to, because it'll pop off, I want to see a little bit before we get started on this presentation. How much time do I have?
You got 30 minutes, about 25
Perfect.
minutes. 25 minutes.
So here's the bottom line before we get started and going through AI. At the end of the day, we need to keep it simple. And AI's job for everybody here, and as I go through this presentation, I've broke it down to 3 main things that I've been coaching on. So Trishan, we've talked about this. Your AI is going to do 3 things mainly for you. It's going to create time, save you time, create time. If your AI is not, if you're not building or having or using AI to create time, then you're wasting time. So the AI is not replacing you, it's giving you back time. Okay.
I like that. Yep.
Number 2, so think of themes. Number 2, AI is to save you money or make you money. So it's time and money. If you're not using AI to make you money or save you money by eliminating what we're talking about, an AI agent for transactions that will manage your transaction process, help you write your contracts, do the process and automate all that, like AI driving a car. AI should be driving your transaction, all that work you need to do. So if you're paying for a transaction coordinator, then AI is either going to make that transaction coordinator better to handle more or eliminate that cost for you. The brokerages spend $1.8 billion on transaction management. Think about that. You own a brokerage, how much do you spend? $300, $400 per transaction? If AI can eliminate that, we're building agents to help do that. Not trying to eliminate the agent's job or jobs per se, either make you more efficient or so save you money or create money for you. And last but not least, AI is designed to give you knowledge.
True.
Give
And there's
you
a lot,
more information.
a lot of that right now, dude. A lot of information.
Correct. So let's jump into this. Let me go into present into my thing here. Hit present, and I'm not a
Canva user.
No, I'm just not a tech guy. I'm a how do you make money in the business guy.
Your relationships.
So that's what we're in, right? So
Yeah.
AI that actually works, real use cases in real estate. So it's applied to what you do every day is what agents really need to do. They got to try to figure out how to go somewhere. Your AI should be like your Waze. It tells you where to go. You don't know how it works, right? It just tells you what to do, when to do it. So AI, it's all about replacing what we just talked about, people. So let me give you some use cases. Trishan, if you have your AI, we have a Lofty, we've built an AI sales assistant. I know you know this, but it's not just AI that, that people think of chat and engaging your nurture leads. We've kind of conquered that. Does that everybody here? There's a lot of people have that, right? That's kind of surface level. A sales assistant is going to pay attention to your leads. It's going to trigger the calls that are most likely. It's going to watch your leads. It's also going to manage your day-to-day, give you reporting back on productivity. It's a virtual sales assistant and that requires a much deeper conversational level, what we call an AI agent. It requires a lot more bandwidth, and there's a lot different costs associated with employing that agent. So you have ISAs and things like that. You're going to save money by employing an agent to do that. So it's about creating workers, if that makes sense, and to replace certain people. So it isn't about you programming AI to write a email for you. No, your agent should do that autonomously. You just give it a task and it does a campaign and it finishes it all. That requires a lot more bandwidth for that AI to perform that task. And there's tokens, and not to get into, I know you've been hearing about this, it requires a lot more bandwidth and cost. So essentially, when you're hiring agents, the future is getting it to do more work for you so you can save money hiring people to do that. Make sense?
All right, dude, 100%. Go.
So the second thing, practical use AI. So if you think about this, content creation, we're actually showing you how Lofty, our AI system, helps create and manage your blogs through our AI marketer. It's actually going out and you're giving it a task to be a dominant market in an area. It learns how you want to talk, and it really goes out and does your blogging, your social posts, and everything. It manages that process for you rather than a marketing person. That is our AI marketing agent. So thinking about, for everybody here, I'm not trying to sell Lofty, but for all of you guys out there, if you're doing this manually, you want AI to do this for you. And you can see it working on the screen.
I see that. Easy.
You can think of AI as lead behavior tracking. You think about lead scoring and, or homeowner scoring, and companies that do, well, what they're doing is using AI to do that, but you're paying for that third party. When you think about an ecosystem or thinking about organizations like that we have built into your search to settlement, you want your AI taking other third-party data sources like home garage data, when days on market, all of this data lake, right? And you want to score your homeowners, score your renters, score your active leads, pulling all that in and building that score so you can focus on less time following up with leads that may not, and focus more time on what leads are more likely to transact. Now, a lot of companies have been doing that for years. AI is making that happen in seconds, and it's doing it real, meaning real actual work, than kind of this made up gobbledygook that's been out there for years, Christian.
Yeah.
Another practical use for AI, and I want to pause a little bit. Are we doing Q&As here? We just recording this, or do we have time to ask questions and things from the audience?
Yeah, dude, I think so far you're just getting a lot of love for Lofty. So no questions yet. Just people loving Lofty. And somebody said Brian is a stud. So
all right. So the other thing, that's the secret sauce to everything that we want to think about your AI, number 3, and this is probably for me the most important thing. And back from other companies in the place, me a long time from Zerpal, this idea that a lead comes in and you never have to talk to it, and the system actually gets the person ready to talk to you and close without you being involved in the process. I always use the term, if you're asleep at the wheel, you want your AI to get you home and into a transaction. So lead qualification, the misconception for everybody here, and this is a big mistake we've made, is if you've ever been fishing, lead gen is fishing. Would you agree with that, Tristan?
Yeah.
Okay. AI can't cast a pole for you. Okay. It can't cast the pole, but what it can do is help you define the right target fish. And that's what we've done a poor job. Are you targeting homeowners and renters, or are you targeting buyers and sellers? Because there's no place in a lake in real estate today where you can say, I want a buyer, and that's a buyer, and I'm targeting that. We don't have that source. If you find that source, let me know. I have brokers I partner with. If you find it, Trish. So what AI needs to do is turn homeowners and renters in your database, all of other products, into buyers and sellers and qualify them. This is the holy grail everybody's been looking for. We're ahead of the pack. If your AI is not part of your search, nurture to settlement, watching your leads, paying attention to the leads, not pre-qualify like just mortgage, but having you create an AI that says, hey, there's special financing with your mortgage partner, and getting them qualified and into a buyer agency contract 6 months from now to buy at some point, so that when they go to Zillow, right, Tristan, you don't have to pay Zillow the 45% commission fee because you got them in a buyer agency. So you money.
Question. And this is just so everyone is clear. Everything that you're showing is part of Lofty. It doesn't require any other integration, right?
That's correct. So I'm going to talk a little bit at the end about Lofty's new vision moving forward and our moving forward plan over to the end of the year and how we're leveraging and becoming an AI. Our goal and what we're branding ourselves as, and this is important for everybody listening, is we are a vertical AI organization. Horizontal AI is given. It kind of lives in your your back end, right? It helps you write your content, things like that. Vertical AI are jobs that you give your AI tasks to perform to create time, money, or knowledge. Bottom line, if you're not building jobs for your AI, and by the way, for everybody here, if you have to build it, you're probably with the wrong organization. And I'm not trying to badmouth anybody that's out here. You should be working with companies that are building the AI for you so that learn how you run your business, but you're not having to train it. That's the bottom line. It's already pre-done. We have 100,000 users. We do this every day. So, and other companies do too. So it's not just about Lofty.
All right. I love that, man.
All right.
Thank you.
So another practical use for everybody here. Number 4, CRM Assistant. Okay. What does this mean? What does CRM stand for, Tristan?
Dude, I have no idea. I just use it every day.
It's client relationship management.
Easy. There you go.
Okay. Or customer relationship management. Okay. If you get a lead on Google, are they your customer yet?
No.
If you're walking down the street and someone feels because he put a flyer in the mailbox, are they a customer yet?
Not yet.
So are we correctly?
What is it? It cut off on my end.
Are we using CRMs correctly?
We definitely are not.
Think about this. Your CRMs are for people that you've talked to, that you know and work with. Your AI Nurture is about creating clients for your CRM. That's a big difference. So when we're thinking about your CRM assistants, if you have 10,000 leads in your database, can you watch all 10,000 fishing poles at the same time and tell you who you need to work with or what needs to be done? What you really want is AI to build out and automate your entire process so you actually get the lead in, you don't worry about it, and all your processes are done. And then it's telling you who's ready and transacting. Now that's the dream, but that's the path we're on, and that's going super fast. Like every day it's something new, something. You want to be an AI forward company you're working with. You're not trying to figure out how this works. You want to work with companies that are building AI assistants, building AI jobs to do this for you. So you don't have to have somebody manage a CRM. You make your AI manage it for you.
I think that becomes the key, man. When you have AI managing all of these things that no one person can do simultaneously, I think that's when things start changing up.
It does. So in other words, and I think in theory, this is your AI workforce. See, we're not trying to build AI chat GPTs. You're trying to build a workforce and fire yourself from the jobs that you don't have time to do. That's what the future is in real estate, is get back to real estate. Get back to what our job is. Our job is being a concierge for consumers. It's shaking hands. It's talking to real people, and AI can't do that. AI can't sell for you. AI can't shake hands for you. AI can't show homes for you. What AI can do is give back your freedom to do your job. And that's what we need to build. It needs to be your coach for your agents. It needs to take back your life so you can do what you did in your career. And that's the beauty of the future for everybody listening in. And that's where you want to work with companies, and I'm sure there's a lot of companies out here that are creating a digital marketing AI that you can plug in. I'm sure they are. That's great. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for a company that's building a lead analysis that analyzes your database, right, Tristan? That tells you and works that and does that for you. You want an AI that is their sales assistant. Tristan, you have 300 agents. Wouldn't it be nice if your sales assistant told your agent when to go to the bathroom, when to take their pill, what they need to do, when they need to call, and track whether they do it, and then hold them accountable? Not just surface level, like actually doing that for you and reporting on those results, handing them scripts, telling them that, hey, you could have said this differently on this script, talk to the lead about this. Yeah. Wouldn't that be how much, Tristan, and I'm being real salesy here, how much time do you spend trying to coach your agents for success and how to work leads?
It feels like I spend a lot more time than I should, man.
How much time does your agent spend trying to promote listings?
Depends on the agent. What's the answer that you're looking for?
It's because they don't have an AI doing it for them.
Yeah, there you go.
And then finally, and as I go into the last thing, claim your free Lofty platform demo and claim the freedom you deserve as agents to free up your time, create more money opportunity, demo AI and demo our system to claim back the freedom you have to make money as opposed to more work. And I want to make sure that everybody here understands that Lofty itself is about freeing up agents to be the center of the transaction, freeing up lenders to help you close more deals. It's about freeing up your time, giving you more opportunity to save money and make money, and giving you the opportunity to have knowledge and how to make all that happen to do your job more effectively. AI is the centerpiece to do that.
I love that, man. All right. So what happens here? Claim your free Lofty platform demo. What do we get?
So what you do is you want to talk to someone about your ecosystem. So what I would say, a message to everybody here is Lofty is really the center operating system. Within Lofty, we're an operating system to operate an agent's business, right? You know that we just came out with Leads on Demand, ability for agents that don't even need a CRM or a website. They can just get leads at their fingertips. And we have integration partners that we integrate with other people. I also say, Luxury Presence put out. So we may not be everything you want in one system, but we're the best AI operating system. And we also partner and have open APIs to make us the central hub, your AI hub for your business. So if you want a demo on how we can make that happen for you, and you don't have to basically give up everything to be everything in one spot, that's not, and you know this is not really appealing. It's create an operating system, but if you want to use a additional CRM, we integrate with a lot of CRMs. We integrate with other website vendors. We integrate and have an open API. That's our new vision, is to be able to create an operating system, an ecosystem, and in the ecosystem, we're trying to connect everything together, okay, in a hub. And a data lake, and a AI lake, and a worker lake, and that's the secret to success in real estate, is to leverage AI to create an operating system that works for the agent, so they do more closing. It's never there's not one size that fits all.
That's true.
Okay, but if you have an operating system that is very open to everyone, and you know this already, Trishan, open to working with other vendors to create the best operating system for everybody, we need to hold hands and hug each other right now in space. We're under attack, and the more we do that, the better the business will be.
I like that, man. We need to love each other and hold hands. All about relationships.
It really isn't like I know we're cutthroat, man. I've been an agent. Hey, every one of your agents competes with everybody else in your office.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if we're all fishing in the same pond, wouldn't it be nice to sit next to a buddy who fishes, and they caught a fish and they go, "Hey, I'm using this bait."
Yeah, I like that. Well, that's what you and I believe, right? That's why I created Lab Coat Agents. So
it isn't. So Lofty, we're not saying we're the best of the best. We're just saying we're here to educate and provide the best thought leadership possible. And if that leads you to come to Lofty and do a demo, great. If you want to, can I share? I talk a little bit about like Lofty Blast. If you just want leads, go to loftyblast.com, click a button, put your MLS ID in, and you'll generate leads for your listing. And you can pick a zip code, Lofty Blast. If you do that, you can create a zip code, pick it. And you can start the month off at 10 to 40 leads. You don't even need a CRM. You don't need a website.
Yeah, I'm going to answer a few questions here. But first, Jonas says the form is not accepting Brazil.
You're in Brazil?
Yeah, that's what they're saying, Jonas.
Yeah, if you're in Brazil, it's international. Yeah, because you're international. So if anybody here is international, it's outside of North America, Mexico, Brazil. Hey, buddy, what's up? If you're outside of that, you want to connect with me, you don't have an MLS. It's just a different market. But things like social media, like Facebook, is international. So doing things like coaching on how to do this, guys, connect to me personally. I can give you some tips, some points of interest to go. And if you can help us do that, I would definitely. Parts of Mexico, Virgin Island, so those types of things. Puerto Rico, these are things that we can operate in.
Perfect.
The rest of the world's a little complicated.
Put your email on there, and I'm going to answer a question, Brian. Crystal's asking, does this work with KV Core or Bold Trail? So Blast will work with those two.
Anything.
Blast will work with anything.
You don't need a CRM.
You actually don't, which is amazing. You should test out Blast. Now, Lofty in itself replaces KV Core and Bold Trail, so you don't need either of those. And if you're asking me, I've been using this since 2017, which it was Chime before, and I've used KV Core / I
sold you KV Core.
Yeah, that's where Brian comes from. That's his previous company. He worked with them. So
number three employee. So if you guys, I'm not gonna my other company. So just so you know, I'll let Tristan say what he's gonna say. But if you have some questions, I would say that if KV Core is that Android, we're the iPhone, or vice versa.
Yeah, listen, just use Lofty. You'll make your life better, easier. It's what Jason just said. Jason just said, just use Lofty. Make your life easier. Brian.
Easier use, simpler, maybe more forward thinking. If you think about it that way, AI wise, there's an option there. But I can tell, last thing I'll say, I'm not here to bash other people's using other products. We're here about Lofty, but bottom line, do something. Do something.
I agree, man.
Go have fun. Go have fun.
Brian, how do people get a hold of you?
Directly, I have my, I do this and I get calls and rings and emails and all that kind of things. Go to lofty.com, request a demo. If you ask for me to be on that demo, I will show up on that demo and work with the salesperson. If you want to go to lofty.com and request, or if you go to blast.com or anything that you want to talk to me and request it from lofty.com, or you go to loftyblast.com, or you want to learn about our auto farming hyperlocal programs that we're doing with exclusive farms, exclusive zip codes, anything that you want to learn about, get in contact with me. I'll jump on with any of our consultants and jump on that call if you request that time with me. Connect to me privately without giving and getting blast. I mean, I'm on Facebook, social media. Trisha knows this. You guys can connect with me that way. That's easy to do. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. After I do these things, I get a lot of private messages. I will follow up. I'll give you my private cell phone number. I've done that. Trisha knows. He calls me. Trisha, you call me all the time direct.
I'm texting you right when we're done, okay, with Mark Rader, so we can fix this other thing.
Yeah, so I'm available. I'm just not going to put my phone number because it blows up. But if they want to call me or they want to call, you can go through Tristan Lab Coats. They know my contact information direct. They have the luxury of being able to connect with me directly to ask me a question or two. And at the end of the day, last thing I'll say one more time, let's keep it simple and have fun.
Yep.
Okay. That's all there is to it. Wine, dine, and have a good time, your ecosystem. Wine, dine, and have a good time with your database. Wine, dine, and have a good time with your social media. And believe it or not, wine, dine, and have a good time with leads that come from Google, because that's our job. Our job is relationships. Our job is to wine, dine, and have a good time with people.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you, man. Great
Have a good one. Take care. Bye.
All right. Nick's back. What's up, Nick? How you feeling, buddy?
Been better, but I can power through it.
All right, good. And we've got Trenton. Trenton, do you have an intro? Yeah, you do. Okay,
yeah, I might actually.
I'll read it here. Trenton Bodine. Trenton Bodine is the director of technology at A Brilliant Tribe, the marketing and coaching platform founded by me. He's an expert in CRM systems, smart plans, AI prompts, lead generation strategies, meta ads, Pokemon cards, helping real estate agent professionals build marketing.
Any video games in there?
Convert. He's really good. He's just an all-around amazing guy. You're gonna love him. He's got some really cool practical and powerful things and ways to use AI. All right, Trenton, Nick, take it away.
Okay. Hey, everyone. Thanks for still being on. I'm sorry I was under the weather and needed to. Tristan made me hang up and go get some rest. So he loves me. Trenton, thanks for being here, man. So I'll just let you take it away and I'll interject as I see fit.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate you guys having me on here. I won't go too much into, overwhelming everybody anymore. There's been some great stuff this morning or this afternoon, depending on where you guys are at. I would love to hear, though, in the chat, what is your guys' favorite topic so far? Or what stood out to you about AI? What is that difference maker that's really, really connected you to realize, whoa, I either need to be in it or I need to, start changing some things so that I can be in it some more. So would love to hear that. One of my favorites was Real Estate Content AI, just starting it off, seeing all the brand new stuff that they had. I also liked Austin's talk on Syllabi. I thought that was great. I had to step out for Barry, so I didn't get to quite see that one, but would love to hear you guys
watching Barry's too, because I feel like Barry's might relate a little bit to what you're going to talk about.
Yeah. So, well, I'm going to kind of focus on, how do we really keep that human touch that is so important within using AI? And so, I could bore you guys with a lot of different prompts that I usually teach with. There is one that I will hit on a little bit later. I am going to talk a little bit about Midjourney at some point, because I think that that's a very underutilized service, and to where they now animate some of their images have actually turned out pretty decent. And so I want to share that here in a second. But what I really want to focus on, like I said, is that human touch, and what are we doing to make sure that we're personalizing a lot of these things and not just asking AI to do something and then just sending it out. Because I think that's the biggest mistake we're making, is that a lot of agents, or just anybody really, is going to go into, a ChatGPT or to a Claude or to a Gemini and say, write me this. And then they copy and paste that and put that directly into their, listing description, social post, whatever. I couldn't tell you the last time that I've ever done that and taken that first response. Like, it just is impossible. And so I want to make sure that we are making sure that everybody is sounding less robotic, for sure. And because if you can't tell that something was written by AI, or if you can tell, and there's a lot of times where you can tell that that email was written, that post was, that's a fake image. And so now we have to really think about how can we make sure to personalize those things. And so, it's incredible, like what AI can, really do for us, but without the human touch, it's really just noise at the end of the day. And so, I want to make sure that we're thinking about, it's not just about who's using it, but again, who's using it, the AI, and blending it with that authenticity that we so need to put out there, because that's really what's going to separate that top 1% of agents from everybody else here. And so I have an example of, if you think about music, and AI can, pretty much generate every note, every instrument, but without like the true musician there, it's just sound. And so that's what we need to focus on with using any type of thing from AI, is making sure that we're using that human touch to turn that sound into a song. And so the same thing here works for real estate side of things, mortgage side of things, any just everyday life of, it's all just noise until you truly make it meaningful. And so I'm curious, drop this in the chat, everybody. Who's here has got an email or text that really felt 100% automated and cold? And then what did you do? Like, do you just ignore it? Do you
usually I think being real estate agents, and we use a lot of these tools to begin with, I think we're better at detecting that than the average person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we tend to use it or gravitate towards using it so often. My favorite thing is right now is I can tell when someone uses ChatGPT, because for a long time it was the dive and the delve into things, and you knew right away if that was it. Now you start to notice if there's random things that are bolded, and so like this is bolded now, this is bolded now, this is bolded now, and I'm like, well, that clearly, and so people are going to recognize that. And so what are we going to do to kind of overcome that? And so usually we either fall into kind of one or two categories, and that's usually over automation, which is then where you start to sound robotic, or no automation at all, and now you're just wasting hours and burning out. In fact, I was coaching one of these agents recently, but she was terrified to use AI because she thought it would make her sound and look fake. Well, after we set up one of our smart plans with her personally layered in, she told me that it actually sounded more like me now because I'm not rushing. And that became the balance that was ever so needed for this specific agent to be able to respond via smart plans, and making sure that she had the automation in place, but still had that human sound. Because AI really doesn't erase your humanity. It gives you the space to actually use it. And so that's what I want to make sure that we're really focusing on, is no matter what we're doing, we're still putting that human touch. And so I'm going to kind of walk you through of how we can kind of do that for each of these areas of the business that you guys are also focused on. And so, like I said, I don't want to necessarily give you another tool because you've already kind of gotten a lot of tools today. You know, I'm sure that you guys are probably going to go back and have to rewatch a lot of it, just because you're going to make sure that you didn't miss anything. And it's okay if you did miss something, because it's supposed to overwhelm you. It's supposed to show you all this potential that's out there, and seeing if you're either taking advantage of it, or it's showing you the 1% of agents that are, and why they are being so successful at it. And so there's 3 different frameworks that I want to kind of focus on, and that's personalization at scale, consistency without burnout, and then giving you kind of an emotional edge. And so if you can kind of master these 3, then you won't really be overwhelmed by AI, and you'll start to really feel empowered by it. So as you've just heard those 3, personalization, consistency without burnout, and emotional edge, I'm curious in the chat, you know, which one of those do you feel like you struggle with the most? Is it the personalization, being consistent, or having emotion in your content? And so drop it in the chat. Let me know. I'm curious, and I'll kind of go into the personalization part here. And what I think what I miss the most in when I'm using AI for these things, definitely not the emotional advantage, because I'm going to show you how to overcome that one. The personalization, that one is another one that, because of the prompts that I'm going to show you, why those work so successfully. I would say consistency without burnout for myself is probably the one I struggled the most with, because you have to keep doing it. You can't just do it one time. And once you kind of get into that repetitive pattern, then things start to work out a lot smoother here. Because one of the things that I started doing, let me see if I can pull it up real quickly. And
I
this
would
is
probably guess the 2 are probably consistency and personalization, because you want to make sure that you're not too vague.
That's true too. I was seeing consistency kind of here throughout the chat, and you know, depending on what it is, but I think that those are kind of the big ones here. And so I'm gonna never share my screen on this, so let's see how this works. Share screen window. So what I'm gonna share my Instagram profile really quickly, because I started to use AI for this. But again, it fell off the wayside a little bit because of consistency. And so I started to have, I'm actually 1 post behind, because I should have a personal post here. But what I started to do was
You're slacking off, Trenton.
I know, right? That consistency, I was starting to get burned out, I think. And so one of the big things I was starting with was, you know, giving a prompt for my community to follow. And then I was trying to give them a motivational quote. And then I gave them a personal touch here. And so I started to repeat this process each and every day. And again, I was using AI for it, but I was also using a personal touch for it. And so I kept, you know, putting my personal photos in there, making sure that I was focusing on different things for conversion. You know, lead generation is a big thing that I work on. And so this is where it's kind of where if you have that consistency, it starts to work out for that. And so that was a big piece of what I was focused on there. And now let's see how I stop the screen. There we go. I've never used StreamYard.
I think a lot of people have problems, or not problems, but trouble with creating that cadence that you have. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people want to post to Instagram just very casually, really. Like they just want to do it. Like when you know, oh, I got to post something. But you've created a way where it's like personal business, personal business. So you have it all planned out. And I think it's hard for a lot of people to do.
Yeah, and so you can take that same approach, but cater it towards your business. So maybe you're focusing on your specific clients. Then maybe you focus on a community. Then you focus on your personal side of things, and it's a way that you can continue to have that built out. And I started to make it into a 30-day plan. I was building out things days in advance, had it ready to go, had it all scheduled. But then things come up and I fall behind. So how do you get back onto that consistency there? And so we're just trying to make sure that what I'm going to go through here, probably the next 10 minutes, is a way to simplify a lot of this stuff. And so make it a little bit easier for you guys as well. But the next thing I want to talk about, like I said, that was the personalization part of it. You might be thinking, if AI wrote it, how can it be personal though? Mm-hmm. Well, I just said this earlier in a different training I was on. Any AI is only as good, and it's really, if you think about it, is truly an intern. And so if you want your intern to know what to do, you have to teach them. You have to train them. So one way to train your AI is use a tone library. Maybe use some notes from your CRM. Use examples of how you phrase things. Because then once you start to do that, these things will start to fall in place. And so an example of something AI might show is, happy birthday, hope you have a great day. Well, how do you personalize that? Now it becomes, happy birthday, Sarah, hope Jacob crushed his soccer game this weekend. One small detail there. All of a sudden, now it's, whoa, she remembered one thing about my kid having a soccer game. Now she's caring more about that. It's not just about happy birthday, like you're going to get from every other person. Yeah. And even on my birthday, I just had, I thought about that. I was like, happy birthday, happy birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Trent. Here is, hope you have this. And I'm like, that's personalized. I felt that was different. And so how can we utilize that into our business? Well, this is exactly how, because a small little detail there is going to really change the game. And so I just want to make sure we can be able to think about that. And so how do we get to that approach? Well, like I said, building a tone library. This would be, let's make a Word document, and then we're going to put it into kind of like into AI. And this is where maybe you paste 5 of your own emails that work out for that tone. Maybe you have, or you're asking AI to rewrite follow-ups in your voice. That's a great way to do it. Start to provide examples. Maybe you just want to focus on making sure you add one human detail from your note before sending. You can have all the AI planned out, but you still just have to go in there and just personalize one little thing. And so if you guys think about this, think about one client you worked with this year, and what's one tiny detail that you know about them. Is it the pet's name, a kid's sport, a hobby maybe? Nick, just shout it out for me. What's that one client? What's one tiny detail you know about them that you can now drop into a message?
Yeah, I think that there's also a balance between what's a little bit too personal in terms of what you remember and what you should remember and what maybe you shouldn't remember. Does that make sense? So I feel like it's okay to remember the names of their kids, but maybe you don't remember the name of their dog. Maybe you just mention the dog, that they have one. You know what I'm saying? I was reading this article about the difference between being personal and just too personal. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you have hundreds of clients. You're not going to remember that that my dog's name is Kevin. Well, maybe you would if it was Kevin, but yeah, but I think, I think that things that you should remember: birthdays, kids' names, kids' ages, kids' birthdays, that type of stuff.
Yep, totally get that, because it's not making that it's like a manual thing, but it becomes intentional, and so it also makes you unforgettable as well. And that's kind of where these little nuances that you put in there are going to help you stand out, and they'll remember you. Now, if we switch over kind of to the consistency part of things, we have to realize that AI really creates that nice baseline, but you're going to reuse kind of your best touches here. So if you have to make 25 videos, I get it. You might burn out, but you don't need 25 videos. You need one great video that you can then use 25 different times. Oh, yeah. Now, maybe it's a slight difference in each one. Maybe you put a little intro differently here. Maybe you use a different part of the hook here. And so an example here that I had for one of my agents, they recorded a 45-second video. And it was something like, hey, I'm Mike. I just wanted to introduce myself so you know I'm not a bot. And that little simple line, you could reuse that for every single lead for a good 3+ months. And you have to realize that that is what's going to help stand out. And so I also wanted to mention this. If you guys aren't using video in your text, and I don't know how many agents are, but the agents that I speak to that are the ones that are standing out. And think about your automated text that goes out. Hey, this is Nick from XYZ. I just, wanted to follow up on your Facebook post or whatever it was. Great example. I couldn't even think of what to say. It would have been the most automated thing that you send to everybody in Basic. And I had trained all my inside sales agents on my last team to create an intro video. Doesn't have to be more than 15-20 seconds. Send out that text as the second text after you just sent out your personal text, like a BombBomb video, for example. You can include it in a lot of your CRMs to be able to use video messages as well. Sending out that personal video, it doesn't have to be, hey, Nick. It could just be, hey, I just wanted to introduce myself, show you that I'm a real person. I specialize in this area. Let me know if you have any questions, real estate related or just about the community in general. And you send that video out, a minute after you send out your automated text, because one, you want it to sound out, it doesn't come out immediately. This way you at least give it a little 1 to 2 minute leeway that you're recording it.
Right.
But it's a great personal touch there. And so that one video, now all of a sudden you just stood out from the 100 different agents that have already reached out to them.
Plus, also, once someone sees your face, you start building trust.
That too. Maybe it's relatable. Maybe that they can understand your personality.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big one because some people might desire a nice bubbly person. Well, some people also might desire more of a professional background. Depending on what it is, that's going to help you stand out there. And so I do want to challenge you guys all to do that. Record one 20-second video intro. This can be included as an autoresponder. This could really be your first text if you wanted it to be. But then start with that. Then you can start to post it even on on different platforms as well. Even if it's not specifically for that intro text, but just one 20-second video that's going to show you and set you apart from the rest. And so I just want to make sure that you guys have, if you can reuse it again and again, definitely do that. And so I do want you guys to think about this one part here. If you had to record one 30-second video today that every new lead would get for the next 6 months, what would you say? And I want you guys to write down you guys don't even have to put it in chat, but write it in your notes, the first line in your notes that you're thinking that you would say. Nick, what would you say there? What if you had one 30-second video every new lead would get for the next 6 months, what would you say?
I think it depends on also where the lead comes from too. So you might have to record several, because that's how you can be personalized without having to re-record every video without their name. So like if someone comes to you through Facebook, mention that. If someone comes to you through, searching you on Google, mention that. So I probably would say something like, off the top of my head, hey, how you doing? I just wanted to reach out to you to let you know that I'm not a bot. I love that word. I love that line. Thank you for visiting our website. It looks like you found us through Google. So I appreciate you stopping by and looking at some houses for sale, something along like that line.
Yeah, and I love how you just mentioned that depending on the source. So yeah, you might need a couple, but the fact that they came from Google, why would you not reiterate that?
You can be personal without using their name. That's my point.
Totally, yes, and I think that's a great point there as well. And it goes back to not remembering their dog's name or their kid's name. But it's, I hope your son had a great soccer game this weekend, instead of saying, I hope Josh had a great soccer game this weekend or something. At least that way it shows that you're remembering them. And so this is going to kind of transition into that last piece here of the emotional side of things. Because if you're not showing any empathy within any of the posts you're pushing, why should you continue to use AI if that's not coming across? And so I want to make sure that we are focusing on what that persona is and how we can cater directly to them. And so one of the examples here that I have is, AI might start to flag, and this happens in the CRMs a lot of, hey, this past client just looked at homes again. Well, their auto email that's going to go out for that probably gets ignored. Maybe you send out a human call. Hey, I saw you're browsing again. Want to talk options? That's going to give you some trust and conversation there. But are you really going above and beyond and actually hitting with that emotional piece of it? And I didn't really get that from that example because it wasn't anything that was, it didn't hit them. And so one of the things that I'm going to show you here, one of my prompts that I always use is, what are their frustrations? What are their fears? What are their desires? They feel trapped by a high rate. Well, their fear of losing equity. What's their desire? They need more space for kids. It's not just, hey, I see you're browsing again. Hey, are you finding any homes that are, working out for your current situation kind of thing? And so I'm going to share my screen one more time and walk you through kind of what this persona looks like. Let's see, share screen. And I'm using Claude for this specific example. I use ChatGPT a lot just because I've trained ChatGPT a good amount, but this whole GPT-5 is just totally driving me crazy that it just seems so stupid that GPT does, and it's really creating more work than what I need to be doing. Did this share? I can't tell.
Not yet, no.
Oh, is this okay? Let me try it again. Share screen.
There you
There we go. Okay, so this is kind of a longer prompt here. Let me just hit the edit button and see if I can pop it up.
Yeah,
Okay.
make sure you give people an opportunity to take a picture of that there.
That I'm actually going to
Drop in the chat.
not delete. I thought I just cut it, but no, we're gonna go here. I'll post it as a comment just so you guys can see what that looks like. It is one full prompt here. I put two prompts into one technically, and this one main here is I have it acting as real estate agent, probably for you, most agents on here. Help me understand this could be any type of client, first time home buyer, 55 plus, move up buyer, those type of things. By answering these questions, assuming the solution is to, hire a real estate agent probably is the number one part, but then purchase their first home or downsize their home, whatever that is, put that in there. And then again, we're asking what the problems they are, the feelings. And so I'll show you the results here in a second. But then the last part I do is I also wanted to do a 10 frustrations, 10 desires, and 10 fears in that format. And so it actually created this graphic.
Yeah,
I wasn't even expecting that. I thought I was just expecting a little spreadsheet looking thing. But that was kind of nice that popped in there. And it really broke down, it shows you what the problem that they're experiencing, their secondary problems here, what they're feeling, internal questions, what they need to do, what can you say to help them feel it. And so it really breaks down all the different frustrations, desires. So now I can then start to do whatever I needed to do. Create me a smart plan, create me a blog post, create me an email campaign. I want this part distinguished first so that everything that comes after it is going to tie into these exact problems, fears, there's frustrations, all of this stuff that they are going to reach out about. That's that personal, that's that emotional advantage that we're trying to get them to, or the emotional edge, not even to be able to be in front of these clients. And so if we can get this down, that's going to be a great start to what we need to be doing here. So definitely take that prompt and reuse that. This can be used in ChatGPT. This can be used in Gemini, any of that. But copy paste that, put that in there, and that's how you should start every single anything that you're building out. And if it has to deal with someone else, so if it's a mortgage lender that you're trying to work with or partner with, now it might be act as a real estate agent and help me understand a mortgage lender by answering these questions. The solution is to work together or something like that, or cross promote, and then it'll break that all down for you. So definitely take a look at that. While I have this shared right now, I did want to jump into Midjourney really fast to show this new animation part that they've been doing. You can ignore that these are just sailboats. I'll get into some of the real estate side of things. This was the first one I was showing, but you can see that these are all images. And now you can actually click this animate button and it will animate the images into videos. Now, I thought this was cool. I started playing around with it and I started thinking, okay, what can I do real estate side of things? Oh, that's the image. But then here's the videos, and you can see that some of these people came out through the wrong side of the door. And so you have to watch out for that.
She walked through the door, legit walked.
Yeah, like that one. Now this one definitely could be used for any type of video. It could be a 5-second B-roll here that's going to work for anything, real estate side of things. And the other part is, and I'll get to it here in a second, you can upload an image and it'll also animate that as well. And so, again, these are all the images they created. Again, I turned it into a video here. Even this one as well, the doors, I can't tell if the door's open or not.
I can't tell. There's 2 doors.
Yeah, and so if it was blurred or something, it might work. Again, this is kind of new. You kind of have to play with it. What I was astonished about was that these people actually look pretty realistic.
People look real, yeah.
And I was shocked because it's never like that. And so, and there was like 4 different examples here. You could tell in the further back, she's a little off, but once you get close here, I mean,
the hair is
pretty spot on. Yeah, I mean, so I was actually pretty amazed by this. And while this might not necessarily be what you're looking for, here's where now I've taken some of these images of searching for homes in, I don't know, where is this? LA, or probably not. I don't know what city this would be. Long Beach is what I had used for this. But again, this would be a good, a good story background, a great way to create something simple into video. I did this one for Tristan. We were trying to figure out if we could use just a person reading a book. Like this one right here, I think was probably the best one where the pages aren't flipping by themselves. But again, it shows that it's possible. I tried one with my dog. Obviously, he doesn't have a tail. But the one I thought was the coolest was this one right here. Cool. And I posted as a personal photo of mine. And this is actually how he would act, how everything was very natural about this. And that was the image I uploaded. So definitely take a look at this Midjourney. You can kind of see I tried some other images with my mom back when I was a model back in the day. That one actually didn't work out too well, surprisingly, but or the video, not the modeling, but the video part. But yeah, so I started to try to do a couple of these, and you could just see that the potential is there. But the ones that I really liked the most were definitely these 2 real estate focused ones. Yeah. Because this works for anything. Now, obviously, make sure your images don't have a pool in the front yard, kind of like that one.
Yeah, some people have certain preferences.
You never know, right? And so definitely take a look at this and see if this is something that you guys want to do. Again, that's Midjourney, midjourney.com. I'm just trying to find where my stop share screen is to kind of wrap that up. But what I do want you guys to kind of take away here is everybody today has showed you all kinds of tools. I wanted to kind of show you that leadership behind it and how we can really making sure that we're putting our touch into all of these AI things. Remember that you don't need to do everything. You don't need to be everywhere, but you need to blend with AI with who you already are. And I think that's super important there because at the end of the day, AI will open up the doors, but your human touch is going to close the deals. And so I want to leave it at that. And hopefully this was a little bit helpful here. Enjoy those I guess it's prompts technically, but it was one prompt that I gave you guys. But
it's a good one. It
was helpful. So now I'll kind of kick it off to let you kind of close it out.
Nick. Yeah, I hope everyone had a great time. I know there's a lot of information that was shared, so you're going to have to go back and rewatch this on our YouTube channel. I think it was streaming on YouTube, so it might be available to watch immediately. But we'll also edit it together, and we'll probably chop it up into little pieces for each segment to make it easier to digest. But sorry I couldn't be on the whole time. A little under the weather, needed to relax. But Trenton, that's been awesome. I'm definitely going to have to rewatch it and rewatch a lot of the other segments as well. And thanks everyone for staying with us for 3 hours. That's a big ask for us for you to do. And you could be out selling houses, but you're absorbing all the content. So that makes you better. So, hey everyone, thank you so much. We'll see you on the next event. Have a great day.